Bistro.
Yeah, nothing but
No,
love.
thank you, baby. Tap the screen, y'all. Tap the screen, y'all. Share the live. Follow the host. If you're not following the hottest show on TikTok in the AM, follow the host. Y'all are telling me Thanos is in the hospital. Okay, so
Let me get my last word. Last word.
all right.
Nobody told you they love you today. We do. Please don't make me cry, Nana Nana. Love y'all.
So y'all are saying he's in the hospital. Do y'all want to come in the box and give more details and information? Because I don't know. Thank y'all for the gifts. Do y'all want to come in the box and give more details and information? Is it true?
Good morning, Diamond.
Hi, good morning, baby.
I was in his live last night. He is in the hospital. He has someone said he live right now. So some people in the comments said they want receipts, so go over there. But anyways, he has a neck brace on because someone rear-ended him at in a school zone. Actually, they were speeding. People were stopped. He was stopped behind some cars. Stop smirking, Diamond. You gonna make me start laughing. And he got hit from the back by the car, or rear-ended, excuse me. But he should get out today. They just wanted to make sure that he sees a neurologist, I think, today. Or don't you know what? Don't quote me on that. It's something else. But he's fine. He was fine. We had him laughing in the live last night. He's good though. I know. I don't. We kept making. We had him laughing though. Like, don't mean that. We kept saying, and people kept coming in the box, being like, "What happened, Thanos?" And we were saying he got hit from the back. But then he kept saying it too, and then, but he was laughing and joking. We had him having we put a laugh on his face, so he's good. He's good. Just pray for him, y'all.
All right. So y'all, there in the comments. Yeah, there's a lot of new people on my platform that don't know who he is. So yeah, y'all keep saying HIPAA. What do y'all what? Why y'all saying HIPAA? Right. Yeah, that you right. They don't know what they talking about. They say how is HIPAA when he on public live talking. Child, look. HIPAA doesn't apply in this situation. So why y'all keep saying HIPAA? Um, you can't discuss his medical situation. How you can't discuss his medical situation when he on live from the hospital? He's on live from the hospital putting it out. Let me just shut up. Let me shut the hell up. I hope he get well soon.
Hi, Diamond. I just wanted to say that HIPAA would be a violation if he was the person's patient. HIPAA is a violation if you work in the medical field and somebody is your patient and you talk about them on a public platform or to anybody else. That would be a HIPAA violation. Considering he is on here talking about it himself, that is not a HIPAA violation. I just wanted to make that very clear. But that's all I have to say. I hope you have a beautiful date, Diamond. I love watching your show, and you are amazing. So
Thank you,
I
man.
will. leave it at that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, babe. Let's go, JoJo. Y'all tap the screen. Hey, fight man.
Hey, well, it's basically what she said. The only thing I would add is he's also telling his own business, and also we are over here speculating, so that's not HIPAA. We would be violating HIPAA if we had his like name, his exact condition, his exact issues, his exact trauma, whatever it is. You know that's the case. We're just speculating. So that's it. Bye.
Good morning, Diamond.
Morning.
I just want to say these people are so wrong. You do not treat this man, and it is not HIPPA. That's it. You can drop me. I'm
All right.
done. People dumb.
Ooh, child. Why we so messy? So y'all tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen, y'all. Anyway, where's Valentino? He's on the patio, y'all. The patio. He's on the balcony. I keep saying, damn. Let me speak my patio into existence.
Yeah, Diamond. I don't know if people had already came up and told you, but I just kind of had wanted to tell you, that's not HIPAA, because HIPAA you got to like tell like they personal medical things that's like within the actual paperwork. So us just kind of like skimming and speculating, that's not really HIPAA. So I don't know what the people talking about. And they keep making a comment talking about some girl named Nerdy said it. If she did, she just need to log off and turn off her phone for the rest of the day. Yeah.
All right.
You want to sit there and call for wedding all. It was in college. Right now, no. Right now, it was in college. Oh, for the love of God. It was in college. It was in college. You act like you were never curious before. You never met someone. I'm a good man. Any woman will want a man like me. Any woman will want a man like me. Like me. So you go ahead and try to throw me away. You go ahead and try. You go ahead and try. Like I said. Let me tell you something. You will never find another man like me. You will never find another man like me. You're judging me. And that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. For what? For what? I'm a different man now. Serious. You're not serious. It's not finished. 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 It's because I can be. Because you're judging me. Because I slept with a few guys with a few dudes in the past in college. It's not me. You want to sit there and call for wedding all. It was in college. Right now, no. Right now, it was in college. Oh, for the love of God. It was in college. It was in college. You act like you were never curious before. You never met someone. I'm a good man. Any woman will want a man like me. Any woman will want a man like me. Like me. So you go ahead and try to throw me away. You go ahead and try. You go ahead and try. Like I said. Let me tell you something. You will never find another man like me. You will never find another man like me. You're judging me. And that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. For what? For what? I'm a different man now. Serious. You're not serious. It's not finished. 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 It's because I can be. Because you're judging me.
Okay, so this is this topic was sent to me. It says woman calls off wedding because her boyfriend had an affair with several guys in college. Do you feel he did the right thing, or should he have said all of this in the beginning? When you try to be truthful, it backfires. The whole marriage was called off because of his past actions. Now, question.
Wait, so were they together while he was doing all this experimenting?
It didn't say they was together. All it said was woman calls off wedding because her boyfriend had an affair with several guys in college.
Because it sounds like if she's saying it's an affair, that means they were together at that point. But honestly, if they were together, then I wouldn't be mad at her because they were together at that moment. If he would have.
Well, remember, y'all say.
But they say in college, right? He not in college anymore.
No, this was before.
But it said, but the
So maybe he was having an affair on his ex-girlfriend.
No, I
don't think that would matter.
Good morning, Diamond.
Let me ask y'all a question. Because y'all get on this app faithfully, right? So are y'all saying that I'm dumb? So are y'all saying that it's okay to use someone's past against them?
Good morning, Diamond. I'm going to say this. I don't care if it was before her time. I would place myself in those shoes, and it will be a hell no for me. When I say
for me
hell
too,
no, I don't care if it was before me, prior to me, 10 years prior to me.
I was waiting on the hypocrisy.
If listen, no,
Well,
no,
you need
this
to
is
do your
my
research.
personal,
because he
You
gonna
need to do
he
your
still
research.
have those tendencies.
my
I
personal
believe.
opinion. Listen, and this is the reason why. Because I don't, and I wouldn't like in my mind that would just play with my mind throughout the marriage, whether he's still taking interest in Jim, Joe, or John. And it'll be a hell no for me because I'm not going to be playing psychological.
But y'all,
If I said
in my mind the whole
if I
damn
said
there,
that I
hell
didn't
no.
want to, if I said I didn't want a woman that had a promiscuous past, you know, because it's just play on my mind that she's gonna be out there playing around like she used to when she was in college. Yeah, all they call me everything but a child of God.
Okay,
Diamond, so,
that's something different, but that's your opinion. You're
Diamond, they were
entitled.
about to get married, and Diamond, we talked about this before
I
on
don't
your
care
platform.
what you
We already
say.
talked about this
I
video.
don't care what
Be
you
right.
say.
Be right. Hold on. Diamond, we already talked about this on your platform, but they were about to get married, and one of the men that he had an affair with was his now best friend.
Oh, y'all gotta see me other parts because I don't really.
Yeah, I just need a clarification on that because when they say affair and then during college and all that, that's
Maybe it's another video, Dad. Maybe it's not the same one, but this is my first time seeing this video.
But
the way it sounded like the exact same one, and one of the men that he had an affair with in college was his best friend now. So yes, it was in the past, but the past is still around. So
I'm not gonna use that against him.
Okay, so are y'all using people's past? Because think about it, if the shoe was on the other foot, and say the woman was a prostitute in her past, and now she's about to get married, and then the husband find out about her past. Should he stay or should he go?
Well, Diamond, it's simply a preference. I like men who like women and women only. So that's my preference. I don't give a damn about his past, whatever. I'm not into men who like men or who was ever curious about men. I'm not into those men. So that's just simply my preference. That's not using anything against him. That's just my preference.
I don't think a lot of people are sexually mature at times for these conversations.
He said in the comments he likes women now only, though. He likes women now only.
And that's what I'm saying, Diamond. A lot
but
of
that's
people,
now. What if he?
But a lot of people don't. Hold on. A lot of people don't.
But people still have tendencies.
Can I please finish? A lot of people don't understand that sexuality is on the spectrum, meaning that sometimes you might be attracted to women, and it may change. And it may change next week or after that. I feel like what I find so interesting about these conversations is a lot of women, they can have their preferences, but they're so quick to shoot down men that have slept with other men, not knowing that the men that they with, a lot of them actually are already sleeping with men. They just don't tell them. Some of them homeboys kicking it. Some of them homeboy kick up meetups, they're hunching on them
on their guy friends, or they're attracted to them. So
Oh yeah,
you
I
can
agree
like,
with that. There are
yeah,
a lot
you
of
can like what you
DL.
want, but it's still sex all around. Some of the men, y'all are date straight men, and not a man that ever slept with another man, and y'all men still be bringing y'all home STDs and everything else with other women. So is it a matter of he slept with a man, or are we just taught that we shouldn't be sleeping with men is not acceptable, men on men?
So with
Well,
that same
listen,
analogy,
that don't
with
feel
that
like
same
personally. I've been
analogy,
bisexual
celibate
I,
for
men
3
get a
years.
that
pass.
would be the
I
same
don't
if
even
we all in
entertain men
polygamy
right. I mean,
relationships, so
I've
we
been
should just
celibate
go
for
along
3
with
years. So
polygamy.
either way, nevertheless, I would not be with a man who have been curious of a man, because how do I know if this curiosity will come back at any
How
point
you
in
know if
time?
he doesn't tell you? What if he
why
doesn't
would you
tell you?
think that
Oh
though? Why
yeah,
would
I
you think
mean,
you're why would you
Alexandria,
think
Because he
your
did it
I
in the
boyfriend
past.
is not
agree
gonna
with
cheat
that.
on you?
They are a lot of, see, we're talking about 2 different things. So yeah, I agree with that, Alexandria. There are a lot of deep men on a DL. Let's talk about that too. We can unpack that separately from this question, but that still doesn't negate the fact that I ain't doing it. I can't do it.
Mhm.
I
I'm
hear
not
you.
gonna judge a man by
So
his
we're gonna
past or
hold
his sexuality, no
everybody
matter what.
accountable for their
That's just
past.
me.
Got it.
In this video, the fact that she said what she said, she did not know. So why should she walk down the aisle with somebody she does not know? That was
If
a
you
part
don't know
of
and you
this
don't
past
ask, you don't
that
know
came
then.
to light that she was not going for. That was against her standards, her morals, her values. So she's like, no.
I
Well, she
understand
should
that,
have
but if
did
you
her
don't ask
homework.
those type of questions,
What
those
you
hard
mean do
She
your
should
questions,
have
then
did
what's
her
homework?
homework.
why is it
She
a
should
problem
have
all of a
did her
sudden?
homework. When y'all be getting out here with these men, do your homework.
No, what the problem
If he
is, y'all
did this
so
in
good at
He
college,
didn't tell
if
the
he did
truth.
this, if he
misreading
did
men
this in
that's too
college,
It's
good
they've
not
out
been
telling
here
the
talking
truth if you
about
don't
that.
operating and
ask the
being
This
question.
women, acting like
people
women.
ain't just
But
find
they
out
hide
about
that
he was
shit
doing
well.
that
They
in
think it's
college.
a pop and be a man and get on
If he
hard.
been
But
doing that in
obviously
college,
he felt some type of way to
somebody
tell her
been knew
before he
about that.
married her. So he knew he had to tell her that shit.
But check this. She did do her homework, and thank God it was prior to her getting married, because she has a right to what she want and what she don't want in her life too. You know what I'm
But she
saying? So
did the homework late and
she
she was
did the
about to get
homework
married to him.
eventually, and she didn't get through with the after the marriage. So whether she did her homework early or late, she ended up doing the homework. She made a deciding factor that this doesn't work for her, and she's not wrong for making that decision if it doesn't
But
work
these
for
are the
her.
type
What
of
I'm
questions you
saying
ask
is this
before
right
you
here.
start
Day
getting
is
into
Why
a
right.
is these
serious
Y'all just need to
questions not
relationship.
make
asked in the
everybody
beginning?
accountable for their past. If you don't like something that
Why is
did in their
these
past, make everybody accountable. If I don't like it, I don't like the fact that you got 2
chaotic.
baby daddies,
You
then we
trying to
gonna
compare
do it.
that shit, and everybody is already held about their past. So stop trying to compare that, because
No, it's not, because
yes,
y'all are
they
sitting
do
there
right now.
arguing it.
Chaotic. People do that right now. People hold people's past against them right now. So you trying to make that comparison, like, move on somewhere with that, because that ain't. Y'all do it every day. Men
Then
do it.
why we
Women
having
do
this
it.
discussion? Because that's
So
exactly
Honestly,
what
I have
that's
more
what this
of a
video is
problem
about.
with the way he was yelling at her.
Like,
Honestly, I don't care if he was sleeping with 100 women or 50 guys, 100 guys. I don't care. The way he was talking to that woman would have made me leave. That was just
So nerdy.
outrageous. I don't care what kind of past he had.
So nerdy. Somebody put they wanted me to tell y'all in the comments that this is why a lot of men lie about, what they've done with other men. And I think to the yelling
nah,
part,
that's some bullshit.
Hold on, you're right. I'm gonna let Dab. I think I was gonna
It's
say
because
Dab.
they ashamed.
Hold on,
They
can I say
ashamed
really?
of what
But
they're
you
doing.
make him feel
Can I just
ashamed.
finish my point really quick? To what Nerdy just said, I wonder if the reason that he was up in the uproar was because there is bias we have to be honest about. The way men are received that like other men is not the same that women who like women are received. We can't lie about that. That's a fact.
Exactly. That I was trying to say earlier
That's
that
why he was snapping, because
bisexual
he was
men are
honest.
getting more
We
they're
stop sitting
seen
be
more
quiet.
as sexual. They like to have sex more. They have more diseases and all that. When the same man they be sleeping with has 3 other baby mamas and haven't went to the doctor since 2002. Like, come on now.
So because that he is ashamed of what he does, or he feels some type of way about what other people are going to think, I am now supposed to accept something that is against my boundaries?
Not saying
You're
that,
right.
but I'm saying
Your morals.
it's not saying that, but it's like y'all, if you had such a worry about this, that would have been the first thing you would have asked this person, or at the very beginning, without having a serious relationship for 2 to 5 years and y'all about to get married. Y'all should be already
So,
asked this question like, what is your preferences? What do you like? What do you want to see? Da, da, da.
this is the
But
thing,
then to
right?
wait 5 years later and then
So
to
now we gotta
bash somebody
start
about a
asking him
past
type
that they
of
have, even
questions.
without
So
you,
can I
is
say
weird.
this? The onus is not on her to
Exactly.
try to play detective and
It's
find
not
out.
even
He
playing
should have been.
detective.
Hold
It's
on, hold
called
on.
it's
He
called
should
dating.
have
You
been
don't
right,
ask these
right.
questions while
But
you date
he,
in the beginning
but
of the
listen,
phase.
hear me out. He
You don't
should
wait.
have
You
been
don't wait till you're about to get
forthcoming.
married or you're engaged to have this
Right.
conversation.
But whether she found out sooner or later, she eventually found
statement.
out. So now that she found out, is y'all gonna hold her to the cross because she found out and she has a boundary and this is not what she want in her life?
No,
I mean,
that's fine. Nobody's
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We
That's
respect,
what y'all
we
can't blame
respecting
her.
the boundary,
Why
But
would you
I'm
but
blame
saying it's
this
not
her?
this
okay
here
to
should have
judge
been
her
Not,
came
because
why
out.
he
would you
be
blame
sleeping with other
her?
men
I
too.
don't get it. Why would you
That's not
blame her
saying that
though?
you shouldn't have
Ain't nobody
boundaries. We're
blaming
not
her,
saying that at all.
but she
But
should
what
have
I'm
knew what
saying
she
is
was
that we
dealing
shouldn't be
with.
I was
shaming this
hearing
man
something
for
different.
having sexual relationships with other men. We shouldn't be doing that at all. I'm not saying you shouldn't have a boundary. I shouldn't say that you shouldn't sleep with this man. You shouldn't be with this man and all that blah blah blah. I'm just saying that it's more harmful to shame that man while you're doing all that.
Honestly, this is what I would do. Listen, if I was in her situation and I found it out later and we were about to get married, I wouldn't like talk down on him. I would be straightforward, assertive, and tell him, hey, this is not what I want for my life. I can't accept this. I can't move past this. We're gonna respectfully, just go our separate ways. And if we end up being friends or making something cordial friends, but I'm not obligated to marry him. I am not obligated to marry him.
That's true. Don't get me wrong. That is fine and that is okay. That's I'm also saying. But to say that and you're saying that, we don't know if this intention is gonna come up again. We're not sure if this man is gonna be sleeping with another man while I'm married. Well, if a man's gonna cheat whether he's with a man or not. And that's a partner that you picked out.
We know that. We
But
know
my
that.
thing
We're
is,
not
though,
saying that. I'm just
these are
saying
type
I'm
of
not going to
questions.
play psychological games with myself during the whole marriage, wondering if he's looking at something.
Any marriage
Like
that you
that's
get
my
into.
boundary. I'm
That's
not
any marriage
gonna
that you get
put
into.
myself
You
through
take on
that.
a risk.
That's asinine. I would never.
One
put
thing
myself
about
through that.
relationships, they go through stages in life. You date, you get engaged, and you get married. So you mean to tell me you went through all of that and you didn't find out all these questions before we got all the way to the end, the marriage part? Let's get married.
Okay, so during the vetting stage, should we be asking those questions?
Okay, so
she found out, period, point blank, and she made her decision. That's it.
You're saying that when you're dating someone, it's very important that you know their past. The past does matter, right?
Right.
Totally.
Right.
Correct. So these decisions
So
don't
the past
come.
does matter or it doesn't? Which one?
It does.
It does.
It does, because it can be thrown back up in your face in the present.
It depends on the person. It's subjective. Some people the past matters, and some people it don't.
It's not on me. That's on him.
If you continue,
You embarrassing me. Like, how would your past? Just tell me the truth and let me decide whether I want to deal with that or not.
That this person had an awful past and they might do it to
Now
you.
that's
That
a
is
good.
on you.
Yeah, that's
It's
good.
on you to leave also. But I'm saying like it's okay to know a person's past, but you're taking on a risk to continue that relationship.
So your past is very important that y'all know. Once y'all tell someone your past, it can be used against you.
Yes, it will.
It will. Yeah.
It definitely.
Let me ask a question. Why are we saying that she's shaming him? Did she in that video? Did
She didn't shame him at all. She just said it wasn't for her.
I said Ray did.
She did not shame him.
I said Ray did. She said that she got paranoid that his past was going to affect her future, right? Because she said with her own words, she said that she felt like whatever he did in the past is what she's going to do her to now when they were in a relationship. That's why I said it's paranoid. That's why it's shaming, right? Because you already assume that this person's past is what they're going to do again, right? Because what if they never done it within like 5 to 10 years or anything?
People do hold you accountable for your past.
They hold you accountable, but that's not the type of person I am. I'm not going to hold a grudge with a person that I have no intent with in the past. That's not me.
And that's
use your past.
But she didn't. She handled it she handled it when she found out about it, and she said, "This is not." Basically, she like, "I don't want this." So I don't like.
I understand, but I didn't say
Once
the
she
lady in
found
the
out.
video said that. I said Ray in this panel right here just said that. That's what I said. I didn't say the lady in the video
this is
said
the
that.
thing. You say, let me give you a scenario, right? This is a scenario. This is a different scenario, and I'm gonna call Cap on that because, and you say you won't hold their past. What if they have been infected with an incurable disease? They were forthcoming with you. They told you. Would you want to have a long-term relationship, marriage with them? And in that, would you judge them by that, or would you continue a relationship with them?
That's
I would
different.
say.
Okay, so it's Cap. So we I don't care how hard or how I don't care how harsh it may sound.
You were tricking in
I
the
don't
streets,
care
right?
how harsh it may sound, but we do. That's a part of properly vetting. That's a part of properly vetting.
Would you want to use that as against you?
But Nerdy, listen.
Oh,
What is
now it's
properly
sudden.
vetting?
That's different.
Properly vetting is
There's
we're
one
trying to
thing to have a
determine
disease,
where
there's
that
another
person
thing
is
just to
in
have
their
a
life,
We can't hear both y'all at the
and
same
whether or
time.
not
Anybody else talk?
Hold on, y'all. One person at a time.
we
Yeah,
all
both
do
y'all.
it. We all do it.
But it's one thing to have a disease, but it's another thing to have bodies. Bodies don't
Now,
matter
see,
to me at
now
all.
we're
You worry about
see,
something
you
else.
Let her
can't do
finish
that.
talking.
You
Y'all
got to be
y'all
all the
talking
way
over
on the
her.
way.
This conversation is derailed.
Hold on, wait.
Derailed.
Hear me out. Let me get these messages out of the way. All right. Somebody said women cannot compare to men. Somebody else says for the panel, if the past matter, does body count matter?
Exactly.
Yes, for some people it does. Bam. Let's move on.
It do.
Someone else said, what if they were accused of SA in their teens?
It
We're
matters.
talking about bodies here.
I think it
Bodies.
matters.
This is
I think
bodies we're
everything
talking
fucking
about.
I don't care how harsh it may sound, but it does matter. You wouldn't want to sleep with an or be with someone that have SA little girls in the past and marry them and say, "Oh, I'm not going to use their past against them." They, boom, boom, we do it.
And you got a little girl at home. Girl,
You
bye.
shouldn't do it, but it's something that
But
we
you're
have to
comparing
protect and
SA
guard
to
ourselves.
somebody who's
in our
consensual
family.
and
Everybody
dating
does.
other men. You're comparing apples to oranges. This is so ridiculous. You're saying SA is the same as a man sleeping with another
You made
man.
it absolute.
This is what you're talking about. And this is why it cannot be compared.
We're not going to skate
That's
around.
why the conversation is just derailed.
Transsexuality. This is
You
so
made an
ridiculous.
absolute statement. You were all inclusive. You made an absolute statement, and you said you would not hold anyone past against them. Now we can't decipher about how the past looks. Now we're going to go into that where it depends on whether they did this or that. At the end of the day, it depends on what it is, whether you would hold that against them. That's what I'm saying.
You're comparing two different things as the past.
No,
Ray, you need to stop and slow down and pay attention to who you're talking to. Nerdy is a lot younger than you. And her terminology on things is totally different.
I don't care how young I am. Y'all are just comparing things that are not comparable. Y'all don't hear yourself.
We are comparing the past, and Nerdy, you just said it doesn't matter first. And
I
then
just said about
when she
bodies.
gave you the analogy of having a long-term disease that you cannot heal,
we're talking about
Nerdy.
adults consenting to sex. Hello.
Nerdy. And that person, when she gave you the analogy of a long-term disease that you can't get rid of, let me finish, Nerdy. Nerdy, let me finish. Nerdy, let me finish. Hold on, let me finish. Let me finish. She said in her analogy, she said if that person had a disease that was long-term that they couldn't get rid of, we don't know if that person consented to the person that he got it from. So again, that's still his past. She was talking about his past, not how he got it, but what happened in his past to get it. So would you hold that against him? And you said yes. So the past does matter, is what she was trying to get you to understand.
But y'all do not listen. How does a disease compare to a man sleeping with another man?
It's his past. That's the point.
We're just talking about the past. We're not talking about the situation no more. Obviously, we're not talking about the situation obviously at hand. So now it's a different conversation.
Well,
so
it can be linked
they bringing you different things about the past.
That's contracted through all types of different type of sexual encounters. So guess what? I mean, it can be linked.
All right, I want to just add on something really quick before I drop because we're not seeming to stay on topic. Somehow, SA is in the same
Yeah,
conversation about consent.
it's not.
Exactly.
So let's move forward. I'm gonna get back to the video. Um, to Dab and other people, y'all was asking fair questions about what we shaming her. I'm not in any way. I never even condemned the lady for wanting to leave. I didn't hear her shaming him in the video. I was just simply bringing light to, encouraging us to kind of unpack because we all got work to do in our thought process as to why the minute that we hear a man did something with another man, everybody's chest starts to get tight. Not considering that some of them are in heterosexual relationships and they man has done things that they weren't truthful about, has stepped out on them and had them contracting. So that's all I was saying. I'm just asking people to think a little deeper as to why their minds go to the worst when somebody like him shares a past, a sexual past, and it just so happens to be with a man. Thank you, Diamond, for letting me up. This is about to go to hell. I'll see y'all later. I'll be in the comments. This is a
Okay.
lot. It's Juneteenth tomorrow.
Okay, so I'm going to read the rest of these Cash App messages. Someone said, a man who has that twitch will always have it.
I believe that.
Someone said, nerdy, don't be another drop queen. Damn. Tap the screen, y'all. Tap the screen. I'm not on the rights to what they say in the comment section. Do not blame Diamond. I do not own the rights to what they say on the panel. Do not blame Diamond. Damn. We have a policy over here. You can pay $25 to drop the box, $50 to bring that person back up.
Don't even finish it, Diamond. I already know it's me. Don't even finish it. All right, y'all. What I'm gonna say is honestly at this point, it's like I'm not saying that y'all shouldn't stay like. Well, sorry, hold on. My brain is scattered.
I like nerdy, me.
I like
nerdy
Diamond.
too.
But my thing is I'm not saying that y'all should stay with that person and all that. What I'm saying is that we shouldn't bash people based on what their past is, or even use their past against them today. Because it's like a man with another man. I'm bisexual myself. I don't care how many partners he had. I don't know what partners he been with. It doesn't matter to me because I wasn't with him at that time. And all that, y'all trying to come in with all these crimes and essay and all that. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about partnership, who he's been with at that moment. If y'all want to use people in their past against them, fine. That's y'all. That's y'all bitterness. But me, I'm not. I'm gonna be with the person I know as of right now. I may want to know their past, which is fine. That's cool. But as long as it's not doing currently to me, that is okay. But y'all do what y'all want to do. Be homophobic if y'all want. Me, I'm super clean.
Nerdy, I love you, sweetie.
Hold on, wait. Hold on. So they had said, hold on. When they paid the drop nerdy, they said drop nerdy. She can come back when she's 40, right?
Damn.
Somebody else just paid to bring her back. They said keep nerdy, find self in the box. Nerdy, come back.
What's up.
And I like nerdy too. I think she has some interesting points, but
got a lot of good insight. She
respectfully disagree, agree to disagree on this one, right? And it's not no shade to her or anything or her beliefs. And I don't want to put this up that we're being homophobic or anything, because I'm not that person. I love everybody. I just have certain boundaries, and I know what works for me and what wouldn't work for me. And that's just basically what it is. I don't think that this lady was bashing him. She simply just said that it wouldn't work for her. And he even got angrier at her because she has that boundary. And she said, basically it's not going to work for her. I don't think that she was bashing him. He was actually just he was just feeling some type of way because she just didn't want to pursue.
I
Can I
didn't
ask a
say that
question?
she was
Can I
bashing
can
him
I
in the
please
video.
ask a
I said
question? I've
some of
been
these
patiently
people in
listening to
the
y'all.
Can
panel
somebody
said
play
that
the
they'll use their
video
past
again?
against him.
Okay,
Though.
I
That's what
want to
I
ask
said.
Nerdy a question. I want to tell a story real quick.
I'll play
So-
Chaotic say something. Go ahead, Chaotic.
So if I sat down and said that I'm not gonna date you because I found out that you were that inside of my moral boundaries. The fact that you had over 10 people, that you had slept with prior to, and it's just not good for me. And right before we get married, I'm gonna, say nope, it's all off and walk away. All of y'all are saying y'all are good with that.
That's not the same
You are wrong if you knew about this and then you wait till right before you get married. Hold on, you ask the question.
That's what I was
You
just
asked the
about to
question.
say,
Let me
man.
answer it. You
Why
are
did he
wrong
wait
if you
till
knew
it,
about this
like,
before you got to marry to the day before or whenever y'all got married. Then you're wrong. No,
Right.
you are not wrong if you have that boundary and you meet this person and you find out about this person. No, you are not wrong. But he was wrong if she didn't find out until then, and then she made the decision. At the end of the day, they both have a right to feel the way that they feel. She has a right to set that boundary for herself, and he had a right to do whatever he did in the past. If she don't want to go for it, she don't want to go for it. But we can't blame her. And again, we're talking about people's past. We sit here and tell women and men not to date women. We tell women not to date jailbirds. That's their past. But you'll tell them don't date jailbirds. So we gotta be real with this conversation. We tell people not to date certain people based on their past. So we're gonna be real, Nerdy. When you said don't judge a person by his past, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't go out here and date a felon knowing that he done unalived multiple people or he done sold drugs all his life. Like, let's be real.
So y'all telling me that y'all sit up here every day and y'all say that body count doesn't matter and that you shouldn't be.
It doesn't matter to me, but it might matter to you. That's the point. That's the point. It might matter to you, but it doesn't matter to me.
I listen to you. Can I finish my statement? And I promise I'll be quiet again. Right? So are y'all telling me that y'all sit up here every day, not you specifically, but in totality, and say that the body counts don't matter, and that whether she got kids or not, you should still be able to sit down and be with her or whatever, even though that guy says, hey, this is not something I like. Y'all sitting up here telling me that y'all, when they say that, y'all are perfectly fine with it. None of y'all ever get mad and say, well, if you don't want to do it, then that's a testimony on what kind of man you are if you can't date a woman with children and blah, 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 blah. Y'all use all those different reasons. You telling me that all of y'all sit up here and say that y'all have been fine with that before.
You're comparing apples.
I'm fine with it. I've never said that shit.
No, it's not apples and oranges. Not at all. It's a preference. If I prefer not to marry a woman, that already previously has children, or she has bodies or whatever else, y'all sit up here and say that that's not your manhood. Y'all go all up and side down the man about it. What are you trying to say?
One at a time.
Hold on. Go ahead, Callie.
Y'all, it's not apples and oranges, because if I sit up here and say that my preference is not to date a woman with children or to not do these things, y'all sit up here and y'all go up and down, left and right. I've been on this thing for a long time listening to everybody speak, not you specifically, but as a total. Y'all sit up here and tell a man that if he can't date a woman who has children, then something wrong with him. If he can't deal with a woman having multiple partners in the past, there's something wrong with him. A man's preference is a problem, but if it's a woman's preference, it's okay.
Again, you're comparing apples to oranges, because at the end of the day, this man committed infidelity. We're comparing something that you publicly know, and I didn't hide from you, to someone that somebody committed infidelity throughout the entirety of our relationship, and then trying to manipulate me by giving me a ring. And then while I'm planning our marriage, then decided to pop up and tell me that, oh, by the way, I have been cheating with you throughout the entirety of our relationship. And then because he gave me a ring, he thought I was just going to be like, okay, that's fine, because I'm still planning a wedding. And that backfired to him. This man committed manipulation and infidelity. Were you talking about, I don't care if somebody was a S worker prior to me. That's not my business, because at the end of the day, to me personally, I'm not talking for the women on the panel. To me, that's not my business, because that's something you did when we were not in a relationship. When we decided to be in a relationship, and then you decided to commit infidelity and then try to manipulate me by telling me, oh yeah, we're getting married, so now I'm just going to go ahead and spill. Why didn't you spill when we were engaged? Why didn't we spill when we were not planning a wedding? Why didn't you tell me what was going on during the entirety of our relationship? You decided to do it while I was planning a wedding, because you thought that, oh, because my family is coming and there's a little bit time left, that I'm just going to go ahead and just accept what you did to me. And that's the difference between. That's why I say you're comparing apples and oranges, because we're talking about passing people's body counts when this man committed infidelity and then trying to manipulate this lady. That's what happened. I'm gonna drop.
And for the record, and can I say this for the record, my personal belief, everybody is entitled to their preference. This is all subjective, because the preference is not going to be the same, right? Everybody's boundaries are not going to be the same. So it depends on the individual. Me personally, I know what my boundaries are. And nobody gonna nail me to the cross because I have these boundaries, point blank, period.
And to the young lady down in the comment blocks, you might not know me very well, but I've been married for 27 years. I have 4 children. I am straight. I am talking about the actual topic, and watch who you talking to. You don't know me very well. I'm not the one. I really ain't.
Flat out.
There you have it. Okay, so y'all want me to play the video again? Okay, I'm gonna play the video.
With a few dudes in the passing college does not mean you're going to sit there and call the wedding off. It was in college. Right now, right now, it was in college. Oh, for the love of God. It was in college. It was in college. You act like you were never curious before. You never met someone with. I'm a good man. Any woman will want a man like me. Any woman will want a man like me. You go ahead and try. You go ahead and try. Like I said, let me tell you something. You will never find another man like that. You will never find another man like that. You're judging me. And that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. For what? For what? I'm a different man now. Serious. You're not serious. It's not finished. 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 It's because I can be. Because you're judging me. Because I slept with a few guys with a few dudes in the passing college does not mean you're going to sit there and call the wedding off. It was in college. Right now, right now, it was in college. Oh, for the love of God. It was in college. It was in college. You act like you were never curious before. You never met someone with. I'm a good man. Any woman will want a man like me. Any woman will want a man like me. Like me. So you go ahead and try to throw me away. You go ahead and try. You go ahead and try. Like I said, let me tell you something. You will never find another man like that. You will never find another man like that. You're judging me. And that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. For what? For what? I'm a different man now. Serious. You're not serious. It's not finished. 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 It's because I can be. Because you're judging me. Because I slept with a few guys with a few dudes.
I will not tolerate that hollering. That's
That's too much. It's almost like he's trying to pressure himself on her. She made her decision. It is what it is. And you know what, too, Diamond? Like if she was to go through with this, and and I know some women probably would, and just say, hey, this is his past. We're in a good place now. We're gonna go through with the marriage, whatever. I know some women probably would do it, right? Me personally, I couldn't, but. And then no slight to the woman who would, right? But me personally, I couldn't even fathom when we're after we're married, right? He's going out saying, okay, I'm gonna go hang out with one of his guy friends. I wouldn't even have a peace of mind.
That's your trigger.
I wouldn't even have a peace of mind with that. That would be
friend was gonna be his roommate. That's the one he slept with.
Honestly, I'm not gonna say anything, but I'm saying like that sounds like a mindset that can be anybody in any situation, whether he slept with a man or not. That can be anybody in any situation. Honestly, that's why I don't think like that. I don't have that type of mindset. So you either gonna accept his past, but know his past and move on, or know his past and tolerate him. That's one of the two. That's one of the two options. And me, I wouldn't be hanging on to something that may or may not work, honestly. If you want to know, ask. If you don't want to know, shoot, fucking leave.
Hey, so hold on. Y'all really up here trying to justify a dude sleeping with a dude?
Hell no.
I'm bisexual. I'm bisexual, so I can't say nothing about it.
Here's how I feel.
Wanting to marry a woman?
Hoover, where was your antennas when we needed our prayer?
Oh, that was blessed. That was blessed, Hoover. I'm on Shady Hoover right now. But seriously, I'm sitting up here listening to this. Y'all got to be crazy. There ain't no way in the world. I mean, if you're gonna be gay, be gay. Ain't nothing wrong with that, right? Nothing. But don't be talking about you used to sleep with dudes and then gonna try to marry a chick. That's a hell to the motherfucking no.
I mean, that's somebody's
Yeah,
preference.
I
That's their
agree,
preference.
Hoover.
It doesn't matter.
I agree, Hoover.
They
the
have
hell
a
You didn't
does
preference.
explore
that
in
matter?
college at all?
That
You didn't
we
try
shouldn't be
things
stopping
different?
somebody
Do
just
you
because they
really,
slept
you
with
really,
another
New
man.
types of
you really
foods?
That's
don't believe
Different
I'd
ridiculous.
types of
rather you
things?
cheat on me with a woman.
Right.
Fuck that
That's
shit.
what I'm saying. That's a whole. Do
Fuck
you not
that. That's
understand?
like
That's
a hit
whole
to your
different. That's a
womanhood when a
whole
motherfucker
different
cheating
realm.
on you with a man.
And
That's a
Like,
look,
come
whole
on
different
now.
realm.
check this out. I don't care what a woman thinks she got. It wouldn't be nothing that she could offer to suffice that urge that he has within to go be with another man. You know why? Because she ain't that.
Exactly. So
She
don't
ain't
be
even
with
that.
her.
There's no
Go on
comparison.
and be
Even
with who
compete
you
with
want
that.
to be.
I will say this. I want to point out that just the fact that the way that both of them were talking to each other, I would red flag me on both people. First off, I mean, they were
What up,
not the way you treat
The
other people.
conversation was
No,
unhinged.
she was
Yeah,
hurt.
they were
What are you
both
talking
nuts.
about?
Well, I
She was
understand you're
hurt.
hurt, but you can be hurt and have a conversation with someone and never have to treat each other like that. I mean, both of them were
All she said
no.
was no, she ain't for the shit.
Okay,
That's it.
but then they both were exploding at each. I mean, you heard the sound
Yeah,
of
he
that
kept saying that
horrifyingly.
she was the
I
best
don't
man
know
he
what you were
ever
listening
But
had.
to.
That is not right. No, you were not the best man. The best man would be the one that came open and honest and told me at the door what you was doing in your
well,
past. And let
and
me
I
tell
agree.
you
And
if
but
I'm
Not
gonna be
before
with
we
you or
walk
not.
down the aisle.
Let
I
me
agree
know
with
if
that.
you're gonna have them tendencies again. Let me know that. So I could be the one to
Let
say,
me
you know what?
decide.
That's right. Can I do this with you or can I not do this with you? That was wrong. And I feel like, yeah, she should have left his ass. Lucky because not me, by the Catholic.
and honesty is important, right? And the other thing we have to think about is this. That one I agree with you 100% on. Honesty is very important. Also, on top of that, the other thing is we also have to think about we learn from our past for our future, right? We have to remember we got to learn from our past. That's important also. At the end of the day, I again,
Hold
the
on, Charles.
screaming at each other is just crazy. But
Yeah, he just learned
What
something.
are you learning from that?
But-
That he like booty?
Well, no, but I'm just saying.
I mean,
But here's the thing, though. It is we do have to admit, though, there is hypocrisy in these boxes today, though, because we have heard before that women. Yes, it is very much a hypocrisy, because at the end of the day, you're using the man. Okay, you're using that man's past against him, that he was with another man. But if you use a woman's past against her and the body count situation, that really actually has been used against him before.
That is
The other
two
thing,
different
hold on, let me get one more thing in.
I don't think body count and sleeping with the same sex is the same.
But it's not the point of whether it's the same. It's the point of whether we're going to continue to utilize and use their past against them.
Charles,
Right?
let me
Continue to throw that in their face.
Let
Are we going to continue to weaponize people's past? Are we going to do that? Really? Come on now.
Listen here. We've already come to that conclusion that the past is used. Let me tell you, that's the whole term of this is the whole term of properly vetting. Why would you have to properly vet? Why would you have to do that if you're not using a person?
You shouldn't. Everybody should be honest. That's what I'm saying. You should be honest with your partner.
Hold on. No, answer my question. Why would anyone have to properly vet in a relationship?
Some people don't know that they're
At the end of the day, you have to be able to protect yourself.
in the marriage.
Okay, so when you
struggle.
properly vet, do you use a person's where their life story, where they've been, where they're going, whatever? Don't you use all of that to make a whole decision on whether it's gonna work for you or not?
Yes, but I'm using it as a point to
so
hold
what are
on.
you saying then?
I'm
So what are you
pointing
saying?
out that there is a hypocrisy here. Because on one end we're not going to, but on the other end we are.
Hey, Charles, but
that's my point.
Charles, it's a big difference here. Do you not understand that there is nothing that woman could do to possibly compete with a man?
Well, yes, and I understand that. I also really can see your.
So he always gonna have those tendencies.
Hold on,
Whether
let me
he
also point this out.
try his best to be with a woman.
Okay, and I understand this also. I want to.
And a lot of women still stay with their husbands after finding out that they've been with another man. They do it after cheating. They do it after.
Well, something wrong with them.
Oh, it's a lot of them.
Something wrong with them.
It is a lot of them.
There's something wrong with them.
Got some damn disease too.
For doing
Something
so many
wrong.
different things. Women do it all the time.
Something
Well,
wrong.
I was even pointing. I will.
Be saying what they
Cheating
won't
ain't
do,
even in the
but
same
nobody's
category.
talking about what they will do. And
well,
why
I
they
won't.
do
I know
it.
for a fact that I want, Queen, and that's it. That's everything within me that I know that I want.
Well,
Now,
I'm not
maybe if
talking
you,
about you, but there's
maybe
a lot
you
of women
will.
that
I don't know. I can't judge on whether you will or not. But you can't tell me.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of women with bisexual men, and they know it, and they love them.
Something wrong with them.
So is there something wrong with a
So
man
now,
that stays with a
now
woman
when
who's
you're
been with a
dating
woman
out
before?
here in the world, you gotta ask people if they've been with men or women.
Yes, you're supposed to ask that anyway. You're supposed to ask my
Queen, do
husband
you really,
about
Queen, do you
sexuality.
really?
But how am I supposed to know that if he attracted to me and I'm
ask.
attracted to
You
him?
ask
Like,
questions. Do y'all not go on dates anymore? You
Queen,
ask.
do you really think
Dog,
a
it's not
woman
hard to
that's
ask
married
questions.
to a
When you go
bisexual
on dates.
but
Good morning,
it's not
Diamond, by
like
the
they gonna
way.
tell the
Diamond
fucking
wants to
truth
talk, but-
anyway. They gonna tell the
Guess
truth.
what?
Y'all hear me?
Coco, if they don't tell
They
the
not
truth,
gonna tell the truth.
Coco, if they don't tell the truth, that's on them.
We can't even hear.
There's women on this app right now have been with people who admitted and said they were or had a past history of molestation and all types of stuff with children, and they still in the
That ain't got nothing to do with the
That
conversation.
got shit to do with bisexuality.
Y'all let her finish talking.
Queen making up shit.
Diamond, can you hear me?
I can, but y'all hold on. Y'all hold on.
But hold up, Diamond, I'm in the ghost box. That's why I asked that, because I'm not in the box, but I see that you can hear me talking when I wasn't talking to y'all.
I know we don't even see you. Hold
Yeah,
on,
she in
one
the ghost
person at a time. Go ahead, Queen.
What I'm saying is that in reality, in the world that I see over the years, me being a half of a century, women stay with men that do a whole bunch of shit. Period. They do. I've seen it, and it's true. Y'all can still go ahead and start capping if you want to. Half of y'all say most of the people on this app have been through it. Okay, so I've seen men stay with. I've seen women that stay with men who have done a bunch of shit. Whether they cheated, had committed crimes, done something to kids, done something to a family member, you know, they bisexual. Everybody on this app say they won't do this or won't do that, but they won't talk about those that will do and why they do. Everybody is so innocent on this app, and they're lying, because right now there's young girls on this app, beautiful young girls, in the most disgusting men's DMs, going out with them, getting money for them. They so desperate. Have you seen it in 4K? I'm not saying for those who listen and those on the panel that will or won't do it. That's your business. But let's not act like there are women who just like be like, oh, I'm done with this. Oh, I'm done with that. Oh, I'm done with this. It's not true. It's not true. It's lies.
Queen, you just mixed a whole bunch of shit together.
No, I sure did, because women stay with
But
men.
they said it earlier, though. Somebody said
My point is this. You just said that do you think a woman that's with a bisexual man is truly happy?
Yeah, if she loves him, and if
there's people out there,
yes.
He's not by
No.
He's
I believe she is if she loves him.
Something wrong.
It is. Nothing's wrong with a woman who chooses to stay in that relationship, just like it's nothing wrong with a woman who chooses not to. Like, that's what we're talking about. If she chooses to stay, that's her business. But if she don't, she shouldn't be shamed or told that something's wrong with her because she didn't stay.
I agree.
That's the conversation.
I agree.
But it's a lot of stuff go on in this world, and y'all acting like everybody chooses is so cookie cutter, you know what I'm saying, perfect fairy tale. And it's bull crap.
That's not true.
So is it wrong? Is there something wrong with a woman or a man who stays with a woman who had sexual partners with women before?
We just said that each one have their boundaries. It's up to him on whether that's something that he can't accept or not. It's subjective, so it depends on the individual.
Me myself, I would leave.
Where you going?
Away from her.
So you would leave her, right? If you found out that she used to sleep with women in the past.
Yes.
Okay.
I see if I could get in on one.
On this app right now. On this app right now.
You know,
I've been on this app. So many people talked about how their aunts and grandmothers and all of this let their uncles and cousins or whatever do this and do that. They stayed with the men. It's a ton of women who has said that their family members had stayed with men who has done things that were wrong. So I mean,
yeah,
I'm
we
saying it's all
know
over
that.
the place. It's
And that
all
doesn't
over the
make it
place.
right.
Women stay with men who do fucked up shit. Well,
we know that, but see, there are certain things that are called deal breakers. Have you ever heard that term before?
Yeah,
a deal breaker. So everybody, each individual has that deal breaker of where they just won't compromise. It's an end game. It's just it. And so just because people are tolerable, because no relationship is perfect, of course. There are deal breakers out there. I don't understand what's so hard to understand.
I agree. In the video met his deal breaker.
But they're individualized. They're not custom for. It's not for every single person, because at the end of the day, a deal breaker will come when you don't even realize what it is. Like, for instance, let me tell you what I mean.
No, a deal breaker is a deal breaker.
Listen, wait a minute. All of us say cheating is a no-no, right? But that might not be the issue that comes up in your relationship. The way we talk on this app is if we know what will come up in a relationship. You do not know what will be a challenge in your relationship, and cheating is not always number one.
It's who you cheating with is the problem.
Well, cheating doesn't always be the end all be all in what causes a relationship.
Because it can be financial, it can be domestic
We're
violence.
saying the same
it can be a lot
thing.
of
It's
different
all
things.
subjective. We're saying the same thing. It's all subjective.
I'm just gonna say cheating is cheating, no matter who it is. I don't care who you cheating with. Cheating is wrong. How about that?
There's no way to justify it. If this is this woman deal breaker, it is what it is. And this is what I get when the aunties in the family and all these different women are upholding these men that are no good in their family. It almost reminds me of that type of woman. Oh, girl, just stay with him. Even though you're getting beaten on, drugged through the mud, just stay with him. It's gonna get better.
Nobody said that you should stay with that person, but I'm
living like that no more.
I'm gonna have my own opinion why you left him, though. I'm gonna have my own opinion. I can have my own opinion why you left him. I'm not saying you should stay with him, but I'm gonna have my own opinion why you left him. Like, you left him because he had sex with a man in college. That's it. Consensual sex with other men in college. That's you. Fine.
Well,
I'm gonna judge you on
That's what I would tell my daughter.
That's it for her. That is her deal breaker, and she's entitled to what that deal breaker is.
I said you can.
We cannot demonize her
I'm gonna
for
judge
having
you based
this
on your
deal breaker, this boundary that she set. Why would we demonize her?
And the way the brother was
reacting.
reacting.
I'm just gonna judge based on her decision. I'm like, maybe that's not the person I want to hang out with, because I'm part of the LGBTQ community. If you have such a hatred between about bisexual men like that,
No, it's not that. No,
it is.
Don't do that.
Why you gotta say hatred?
It's not a hatred.
I don't think that is hatred.
Look, no, it
He
is.
decided.
I don't think this is where I gotta stop it right here. It has nothing to do with hatred at all.
Normal.
Please don't spin the narrative in that way,
Right.
because this has a boundary. Hold on.
It's a guilty mentality. It's a guilty mentality.
Hear me out, nerdy. Is
Leave
she or
the man
isn't
if you
she
want to. I'm
entitled?
gonna judge you for the reason why you left the man.
Hear
That's
me out.
all. That's it.
Hear me
Point
out,
blank
Nerdy.
and
Hear me
period.
out.
That's okay. No, I'm not
But
gonna
you
hear
ain't
you.
God, so
No,
you
I'm not
can't
gonna
judge
listen.
me
It's all
any
right.
Or
damn
is
way.
she not
You
entitled
cannot
to
judge
her
nobody.
damn boundaries?
Did I
Point
not
blank.
say
Now
that?
you're
Do you
trying to
want
speak
me
that
to
she
slow
has
it
a
down for
hatred
you? I
towards
just said leave
this
the man for the
community,
reason
and
that you
that's
won't,
so
but I'm
far
going
from
to
it.
Oh
judge
man,
you.
Time.
Do you not hear me?
Okay, so y'all hold on 1 second. Let me get these messages out.
can we
Someone
get
said, y'all don't vet men right and end up single moms. Someone else said, hello everyone, speak one at a time. Thank you.
yes, please.
All I'm saying, Diamond, is this, right? This is all I'm saying. She is entitled to her boundaries. Now, whether we want to spin the narrative to say she has a hatred for a certain community just because she has a preference and boundaries on who she decides to date, we can't let that slide. Because it's not her having a hatred towards a community, it's her boundary on what she wants for her life and who she is attracted to and where her preferences
It's
are.
her fucking preference.
That's all. Don't spin
And
that
that's what I
narrative
said.
like
I
that.
said leave
That's
what you
where it
want to
gets
leave
You
for
can't
the
dangerous.
reason
judge
No,
why.
that's
But
where it
I'm
nobody.
gets
gonna judge
dangerous.
you.
Don't
That's
do that.
all. That's okay. No, why I can't tie? The only reason why you
Because
left
the
him
only
is because
reason
he
why
had
you're
slept with a
judging
man
her,
back
Because
to
you're
back
not
in the day. That's
God. You
all.
can't
It's
judge
okay.
nobody.
he
It's
was
okay.
with
You can
another
think
man.
that way. I'm just gonna say to myself,
He
think
is
that way.
saying
I don't give a fuck. I don't
LGBTQ,
care. But
y'all.
I'm gonna judge you based on
Stop
your actions.
arguing with
That's
this
all.
little girl.
Leave if you
I
want. I
think
don't give a fuck if I'm a little girl
typically
or not.
people leave.
I don't give a damn.
I think
You
typically
just
people
said the
leave because they are not treated right or treated well as a whole. If a man is not treating you good, it's easily for you to leave him when you find out something is wrong. But if a man is treating you good and you find out that something happened, I guarantee you're going to contemplate on whether or not you're going to leave him in most cases. A lot of times you all thinking that somebody is constantly doing something wrong all the time. It's like always a toxic situation. But you got some situations where a man is treating you good, your head is in the clouds, he does no wrong, and then bam, something happened, and you're like, what the hell? You're not going to just leave a man when he treats you good. Now, if you got somebody that's kind of like, man, you just like struggling with him all types of ways, you're not sure. I mean, you know those type of dudes that they just not the one, and he mess up. Of course, you're going to be like, I'm out. You don't want him. But good men are not someone that you just hop up and leave when you find out there's a problem, even if it's a very serious one. I'm telling you, you don't. I think a lot of in my observation, a lot of you speak from being with men who don't treat you well. And overall, it's like, oh, I'm gone. You're not gonna just be I'm gone with a man that's treating you real good, like for a very long time, and y'all been together for a while. That's cap.
don't.
That's cap.
So I
Like
got
like she said, deal breakers is a deal breaker.
So I got a
Regardless
message.
if it's a man or a woman.
So I got a message.
don't-
So someone
just-
said, I'm a bisexual woman and wouldn't date a bisexual man. Someone else said, you said multiple. She said no. Her choice. Move, sir.
What?
I can't blame her. I'm sorry, Diamond, were you done? I don't want to cut you off.
Yes, I'm done.
Okay, I can't blame her for leaving him because he took her choice away. Had he been honest from the beginning, she may have stayed, because once you're married, no one else should be able to come up to you and say, hey, your partner was doing A, B, and C in college and I was doing it with him. You should be able to know those things. It's definitely not okay that he took her choice away from her. That's all.
Exactly.
Can you repeat
I
that
agree.
again, please?
Exactly.
But my thing is
took her
though,
choice
if
away.
we have such a big deal breaker, why don't we ask these questions during the dating phase?
Because
That-
they don't
that's
care.
what I was
It's
gonna
irrelevant.
ask.
But
That's
like we don't
Why he didn't tell her during the dating
because
phase?
if he a straight man and you a straight woman, why would that come up?
Right. Why he didn't tell her?
That's
Why
what
would
I'm
that even
saying.
come up?
You
If you
already
dating me,
assume.
why would I think that you into men?
But
Thank
no,
you.
what
That's
is, but
not
hold
what
on, y'all. What did
bisexual
she
is.
learn?
You
Whether
like
it's in your
both.
past
That's
or
why you ask
present.
Earlier
questions.
on?
If you think that this is such
Okay.
a deal breaker, you don't ask these type of questions. What's the point of you dating?
I agree with you,
Okay,
Nerdy.
so
If you- if
what
you're
I'm
not
getting is
asking
we're
us,
just
Y'all
trying
can't
to
ask
find
questions
something to
because
blame her
here.
for.
That's
This is the
weird.
energy I'm getting.
That's
We're just trying to
weird.
find something to blame her
Yeah,
for.
they
Whether she find
are.
out early
Nobody's
or
blaming
later, damn, she
anybody.
found out
Nerdy,
before she
Nobody's
got
blaming
married. So
anybody.
that's the
Blame
most
anybody.
important
Nerdy,
thing.
you
She
two
found out
gossiping to and
before she
fro
at least
right
got
I ain't
now.
married.
blaming
Talking
So
anybody.
whether she
about
found out
if their
early or later,
father
it really is irrelevant.
Okay, I want to say this to
Man, I
Nerdy
don't
really
know.
quick.
It is relevant because they wasted so much time together. She wasted so much time together with a man
He
that she had a
wasted
deal
her
breaker with.
time.
That's what I
He
said. We
wasted
should
her
ask these questions
time.
in the dating scene, in the dating phase before we even get started.
Right,
He
it's
wasted her
ideal.
time.
Do y'all not
This
check
is
Facebook?
ideal.
Do y'all not
It's
check
ideal
Instagram?
that she
Do y'all not
find
check
these
Twitter?
things out
Y'all don't check
early,
nothing.
right?
Y'all
No,
don't
no,
see
it's
anything.
ideal
Y'all
that
just
she
go in there
finds
blindly
these
and
things
just
out
assume that this
early.
man
But
is
if
just for
she
you and you
doesn't
think that's
find
all for
these
you.
things out early and she finds them out later, who the fuck cares? At least she found out before she got married. Okay, it's ideal
So
that she
you
found out
wouldn't be
earlier
mad.
rather
So
than
you wouldn't
later.
be mad.
But
Would
why
you
are
be
we
more
honing
mad? Would you be
in?
more mad if you
He
found
Why
out
are we
dodged the
earlier?
bullet.
Quiet,
in?
Nerdy, let her talk.
She been talking
Why
this
are
all
we
right. All right,
honing
go ahead.
in
You've
Go
been
to try to
talking.
find something to
Damn.
blame her for?
Yeah,
That's
go
what
ahead,
energy
right.
I'm getting. I'm getting where you're just trying to find something to blame her for. Just find
Good
something,
morning.
just
Can I
something.
say
You
this,
can't,
y'all?
you
I
can't.
just think that if we're gonna use the word deal breaker, we do have to make sure that we're vetting these people that we're dating properly. And someone said something about, well, if I'm a heterosexual woman and I think I'm dating a heterosexual man, why would that come up? Because he may be heterosexual in his phase right now, but that does not mean that he always was. He could have been curious. So I think it's definitely important to ask these questions if this is such a deal breaker for you. If this is something that you're going to be like, okay, either it's a yes or a no for me. I need to know these things. These are questions that you as the woman or the person with the deal breaker, vice versa, needs to ask.
But too cold. That's what I was explaining earlier. Hold on.
Well,
that's
I'm
what I was
definitely about to be
But
asking
earlier,
because
but
now
earlier,
that's
that's what I was
something that
trying
you
to
need to know
explain to them.
nowadays.
But a lot of them don't understand that sexuality is on a spectrum, which is why they're having such a hard time having this conversation, which is another thing that's not taught in school, which is why the education system is fucked up because they think that once you one thing, you that forever. Somebody having sex in their past, that's a man, mean he gonna hunch on men again or do stuff. That's not the thing. There's women that have had sex in the past with other women and don't desire women. So y'all minds are to an extent, y'all proving Nerdy point. I know she young,
Why?
Nerdy, you do have to, I love you, girl, but you do gotta let these people talk. But at the same time, when she's saying stuff about when she talked about it being a man and she's comparing things in the past, y'all walking right into her point. Because again, like I said earlier, the only reason that it matters is because it's a man. That's the only reason that it matters.
It mattered to me.
But
You
it
got
doesn't
people,
matter
you
to
got
most.
people like Buddy up here talking about it's immoral to like men. It's coming from a place of homophobia. Not for everybody, but from people like that get up there and say a man liking a man is immoral. To
In
who?
all reality, it goes against the order of life,
See what I'm
period.
saying? So again, it's rooted in
Well, they
homophobia.
got nothing to do
Point
with
proven.
phobia.
But this
Good
is the
morning.
thing, though. I
Common
think it's
sense.
funny how
Good
a
morning,
lot of
Diamond.
men who
How
get
did
on
you
the
get
internet
here?
and try to bash other men from dealing with other men are very quick to, if like for instance, right? I'm a lesbian woman. There's so many men that approach me and I tell them multiple times that I like women and they still try to convince me that I just haven't met the right man. They don't care that I say that I like women. They don't care that I've slept with women. They still think that they are going to get with me. So there's a lot of people who are being disingenuous about, oh, well, if it was a woman, I wouldn't do that either. Yes, you guys would.
So it's a double standard.
still
It's
a
Like I
woman.
said
definitely
earlier, it's a double standard, and the double standard is showing everybody's true colors. Nobody has to smoke for women, but they have to smoke for men. I'm not telling that
I
lady.
got to smoke for
I'm not
both
telling
of
that
them.
you too old to be over talking. I'm not telling that woman that she should not have a preference to leave. Yes, if my man, if he wasn't honest about what he did in his past, and that's something that I care about, yes, she has every right to leave. But Nerdy is 100% correct. Maybe her approach isn't what people want to hear, but a lot of y'all talk about vetting all the time. So what's different now? If you so stuck up on a man sleeping with another man and you really care about it and it's that serious to you, you need to ask those questions on the date. The way
Okay,
y'all
so
acting, y'all
is
acting
it
like this
really
the
a
biggest
deal breaker that
ever,
it's
so you
done?
need to ask.
Is it a deal breaker that it's done, or is a deal breaker that you find out? Because a lot of these men do be bisexual, and y'all just don't know. So is it only
I
a deal
told them that
breaker if
earlier.
you
They
find
they
out,
didn't believe me either about that. But
or if because a man could be bisexual, you ask him and he don't tell you. Then what? Like we have to be honest.
A lot of them don't know that these men, and that's what Keith was saying earlier. Is the responses to some of this, is it right? No, that men lie. Absolutely, it's not right that they lie. But part of the reason that they do lie to women about stuff they've done in the past, no matter how masculine they present themselves to be your man, they lie because of the responses that's happening now. If I tell you that it's better that if I don't tell you, then I still have a chance of being with you as a woman, because then you won't demonize me for having sex with a man in my past. But if I do tell you, you're going to leave me. So all I'm saying, I told y'all earlier, y'all need to ask yourselves why y'all such an uproar about it. Outside of him not telling her the truth before they got married. Anything else outside of that, why aren't y'all vetting if it's such a deal breaker?
Okay. So I've been listening.
1 second. Let me get these cash out messages out the way.
Yeah.
Someone said, check your Instagram. Okay, I will. Someone said, did we trade drop for nerdy? She is annoying as fuck.
Why she reading that slow?
Y'all gotta be better with these insults, honestly. I play video games every single day. God damn, be better.
So I'm checking the Instagram message, and they said, nerdy, men won't even be honest.
Crazy.
Hold on.
And the brown sausage on top of it.
So, okay, so they said, nerdy, men won't even be honest with how much money they make in the dating stage. Do you honestly think they finna tell you that they've been with a man in the past?
Yeah. No, you put it on the side.
Can I answer that real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
If a person lies about their life, that is their own fault, right? So if they lie, they lie. Oh well, right? They lie. That's their own fault. That's their consequence of their later on when somebody really finds out. That is their fault. What you want me to do about it? Not lie for them?
Don't pay attention what they say. Pay attention what they do. You get what I'm saying? Be knowledgeable and keep your eyes open. I like to say keep your third eye open and pay attention to these things, because if we be real, not all men are going to be forthcoming with that, right? Even the DL men. If we are real, what man that's on a DL that's you're sitting at the table on the first date or the first couple of dates and you ask him this and he's gonna be real with you, right? He's just gonna be forthcoming with it, right? If that was the case, he wouldn't be on the DL. So that's why I say keep your eyes open. Don't pay attention what they say. Pay attention what they do.
Can I ask you this?
Vice versa.
Can I ask you this? And this is an honest question, right? If we're speaking about someone who's not forthcoming,
why wouldn't he be honest, V-Ray? V-Ray, why would he not be honest? Can we ask
because his whole life is on a DL and he's not even honest with himself. So how would we even expect him to be honest with anybody else? And he's not even honest with his damn self.
Well, let me ask you this,
IEDL.
If someone's not forthcoming and you don't know
what's dry, y'all. This stuff is not hard.
Like he can't be
it's not hard.
Share that with you.
Oh my goodness.
It has nothing to be personal. Hold on. So it's nothing personal to me, because even prior to meeting me, he was that way. Right? So he was DL prior to meeting me, even before he knew me. So I won't even center myself and make it personal about me and why he wouldn't be open with me. He hasn't been open with himself in his whole life. So let's just call a spade, right? Let's just call a spade. Because I'm a realist.
That's what I asked. I said, why do you think that he wouldn't? I said, why do you think that he wouldn't be comfortable expressing that to you? That's what I asked.
Because she just said he was
You're
on
not
the
V-Ray. That's a
down
grown
low.
woman. She can talk for herself. I asked her, why does she think that he would not be comfortable sharing that with her?
Because if he hasn't come out and stood in his truth prior to meeting me, what make you think that I can change him? Huh? And is the onus on me to change him, or is it on himself?
I have a question for you, B-Ray, and this is just an honest question. When you said don't pay attention to what they say, because people do lie. I think that people should be more honest and stand in their truth. However, that's not reality, and sometimes that doesn't happen. So if someone doesn't is they're not forthcoming with you, how can you tell that they like men? If they're telling you that they like women, what are things that people should pay attention to?
Spiritual discernment is a real thing. I promise you, and I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Thank you.
I think that.
So you think that's
still not.
gay?
That's still not.
I don't think that's
I'm
true.
screaming.
I'm
Boy,
dead.
there's a lot y'all don't know, huh?
I don't think that's true.
Well, I gotta learn how to discern the gays and everything else like that. That's new.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
You just ad-libbing. You're not actually adding anything
Because it
productive to the
really,
conversation.
really is not,
the convo.
really is
How
not
y'all-
nothing
It's not
to be
productive.
playing with.
How y'all doing, y'all?
Hey, Shay.
Okay, y'all. Let's all just take a deep breath, right? And stop and just think for a second, okay? I've been listening to these panels, right? And the last couple of days, I've been hearing a consistent thing, and the thing is that when you have a preference, you're wrong. You're either an ism, a obia, a ist, a this, a that, a ink is something. And you just can't not like or like a certain thing just because you just don't prefer it.
You can have a preference, but the reasoning of your preference can be wrong.
Please give me a second, baby, please. Please. And it led me to think that every time you don't like something, is it now that it means something else? So for example, I'm fat, right? And a man don't like me because I'm fat, right? And he don't like fat women, right? Is now he fat obia or something? Is he
fat phobic?
Can he not just like fat women?
I think that's a great
Your
question.
preference. I would say this real quick. You can have a preference, but the reasoning for your preference can be wrong. We just had a conversation about this yesterday.
And
I think people sit online.
You guys keep saying preference, and preference is liking one thing a little more than another. You guys are speaking exclusively.
One second. I cannot do 17 of y'all at one time. Alex.
Yes, ma'am.
Alex, can I
Yes,
talk to
ma'am.
you for a second?
Yeah.
Thank you. If a man does not like me because I'm fat, it don't matter what I bring to the table. It don't matter what I got. It don't matter nothing. It's just not his thing. He don't want to be with a fat woman. Is he wrong? Is he an obia or ist or ism because of that?
I wouldn't say it would depend ultimately on his reasons. So for instance, a lot of people that don't like bigger people, that's because they were taught as a younger age, socialized to not like fat people. It's not because he was born genuine. It's not because he was born saying genuinely said I don't like big women. It's because being a big girl is looked down upon.
Yeah.
In some cases, he would be considered fatphobic because he doesn't like fat people. Does that make sense? It's all case by case, really.
Okay, so that's what I'm trying to understand. So how are we to understand, or how are we to choose who issues are deep rooted and whose issues are just? I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on.
Suge got a mute. Suge microphone is going.
Mute.
Oh, okay. So Alex, how are we to identify, right, when it's deep rooted or when it's just their preference? It's not deep rooted. We can't really tell. We can't really tell unless they tell us, right?
That's correct, right? So that's correct, and that's why I said it's all case by case, and it depends on how they word it. Like if I go out and I be like, I don't want to date. I only want to date, black men that's lighter skin, and then I go into detail like, yeah, they just, I don't like the dark skinned men. They just then of course it seems like it's rooted in colorism. So I don't think somebody just saying, okay, I want a tall dude or a slim person, I'm a slim person, makes them fat phobic. It's their ideologies behind it that can make one think that they're, fat phobic.
Right. So here, even with yesterday, you guys said if you like one specific tone of man, you are colorist. That's what you guys said yesterday, right? And me specifically, Diamond said her preference. Me specifically, I don't really prefer light-skinned men. So now I'm a colorist because it got something to do with deep rootedness. Can it not just be that I don't like light-skinned men? Like, help me understand this.
Can I jump in because I disagree with Alex? I disagree with Alex. Alex is saying it's a case-by-case basis, but any exclusionary dating preferences is always based in an ism or phobia. Nobody is saying that you're wrong or that you're not allowed to have them. But if a man or a woman won't date somebody just because of their weight, they are fat phobic. If somebody won't date a person for having a dark skin tone, they are colorist. If somebody won't date somebody because of their like 4C hair texture, it's anti-black. It's a phobia no matter how you put it. If you're excluding somebody,
so we scared of the person that we prefer not to be with.
No, I'm not saying that you're
phobia. That's a phobia, right?
A phobia does not mean that you're scared of people. It's also a dislike, a disdain for that person. It doesn't always mean a fear.
That's what phobia means.
But that's why I was trying to say there's a difference between preference and exclusivity, because preference just means that you prefer one more than the other, but you still would take the other if the one that you like isn't there. People are exclusively stating, I would not date this type of person. I would not. You guys are excluding everyone else that does not fall into your category. So at that point, it becomes something different than preference.
Oh, okay. So let me ask you this, Shar, since I like speaking to y'all too, because let me ask you this, right? So I'm getting ready to marry a man. For whatever reason, he decided not to tell me early on, right, that he's slept with many men, not one, two, many men, friends of his that we've been eating dinner with, right? And I didn't ask because it's really kind of hard to ask, hey, you ever was intimate with a man? It's really kind of hard. Y'all saying this like it's easy, but it's really not easy to ask a man that you're interested in. Have you ever been with men, or do you like men? There is no way.
It's very easy. Their response
it's not easy.
Tell you a whole lot more. It's easy for you to open your mouth and say it. Their response is just going to determine.
That's not necessarily true.
It's very difficult, right? And a lot of women, right, is not thinking that because you're pursuing a woman, right? So it might be ignorance on a lot of women's part. Okay, cool. But to say like, hey, my name is such and such, how you doing? Hey, have you ever been with men, or you like men in your life, your whole life? Have you ever been on top or the bottom? Like how y'all
there's different ways to question.
Nah, I would definitely make that into a joke. It wouldn't even be me directly being like, yo, you slept with men. It'd be something that came up around it. It'd be a movie that played. It'd be something that played. Just the same way men don't ask our body count. They say, oh, if you watching a movie about a hoe and you validating that she's a 304, then you got those tendencies. Y'all got to look at men the same way. If he is watching that movie and y'all having that discussion, he validating why that man slept with another man instead of then that is a no.
But I know
you can come at that question. You can come at that question in so many different ways for you to really get an understanding, or for you to really sit back and like, you might be watching a movie and he'd be like, oh well, he didn't mean it. You'd be like, wait, what? You agreeing to that?
My thing is, you can ask how open is their sexuality, and that's it. Like, oh, how open are you? How open is your sexuality? Say, oh, well, I'm closed off, I'm hetero, blah blah blah, and everything like that. It's cool, fine, whatever. Where you're trying to be like, oh, secretive and awkward and weird about it, of course it's gonna be weird and awkward about it. But you just upfront and just say it, like, hey, how open is your sexuality? Or like, what is your sex life like? Right? You don't even have to say how open is your sexuality. You say what is your sex life is, and they might tell you upfront, or they may not. It depends on the person. But to be weird about it is even weirder.
Yeah, for sure. So if he tell me that later on, right? He tell me that later on, and I'm like, nah, you tripping? Like, why you didn't tell me that early on, right? And it makes me homophobic, right? But I don't mind the LGBT community and being around all that, but I'm still homophobic. I don't do slurs, and I'm I help the community. I'm around. I do fashion shows with them. I'm all got brothers and sisters and everybody who in it, but I'm still homophobic because I prefer not to have my sexual partner, my life partner, experience that.
Yes, it still makes you.
Yes, that's still
makes you homophobic, but it doesn't. It still makes you homophobic, but like I said earlier, that's your right to be that way.
Oh, that doesn't make you homophobic. That makes you heterosexual. That's
Girl,
all. Y'all
I
gotta
could've
stop
I
this.
could've
That
sworn
does
she
not
asked
make
Sean.
you
earlier
that makes
are
you
basically being
homosexual.
honest.
Y'all gotta
I could've
stop
sworn that
this
she
shit.
asked
This
Sean.
shit is crazy. I'm
think the
logging.
problem-
I
I'm
could've
going
sworn
down
that
to
she
the
asked
comments.
Sean. I don't know why everybody's coming off their mic.
No,
when
no,
Shay
I'm
clearly
I'm
said
trying to
Sean.
learn, Shar. I apologize. I'm just trying to learn. I'm trying to see. Although I don't use slurs and I don't throw you to the devil or nothing like that.
Yeah,
I'm
but the
still
way
homophobic if I don't want my man to have other men.
yes, it's still homophobic. But like I said,
Okay.
that's your choice. If you don't want a man that has been with other men, you have the right to make that choice. With the video, I do think that it's on that man to be honest about his past. And I do think it's on a woman that's dating these men to ask these questions. There is no way that you're going to get into a relationship with somebody and have to vet them. And with today's society, how everything is going on, that you're not going to ask the person, were you born like male or female? If you know that you won't date a bi man or a bi woman, these are questions that you should be asking. Not everybody's going to tell
Ask the question, Shar. If we ask the question, Shar, isn't that still considered being homophobic? Because if we don't want to deal with you,
that's not considered being
one
homophobic.
second.
When the LGBTQ
Hold
do
on.
that?
I'm asking a question. Can I? Let me just. I'm
A
sorry.
closed
I'm
mouth
sorry.
don't get fed, so I don't
Don't
think
beat
it's
me up,
women we
y'all.
should
Don't
ever.
beat
No,
me up.
no, Shay, I
One
like
second.
you.
I want to ask a question. If we're asking a question because we do have boundaries and you confirm, yes, I'm this, I'm that, and then we decide not to deal with you, we're still considered homophobic because we don't want to deal with you because of the answers that you gave, no?
Girl, do you want a man
What
in
I'm
your
saying
bed
is
when you come home, or do you want to just see your man in your bed when you come home?
No, I wasn't talking about a man. I was talking about just.
So we don't care if we
Okay.
homophobic because we don't want to date a man that do boys. That is wild to me.
Okay,
Like,
I just
what?
wanted to say this. I feel like the problem stems from when phobias are brought up. A lot of people have a negative connotation on them.
I was just gonna say
people
that.
are afraid to say that they're homophobic or fatphobic. These things people can make them be like, oh, they're so wrong and they're so bad. Everyone has phobias and everyone has biases. It's okay to have those, but we need people to start being honest about, hey, I am homophobic. I don't want my man to be with another man, or I don't want my woman to be with another woman. That's okay for you to say that, but we have to recognize it for what it is and just accept that that's what it is. Like
No, you can't say that, because if somebody is like that, saying
But-
like, oh, they're homophobic, they get a lot of backlash for that.
They
So,
do, and that's what I'm saying. I think because it's a negative connotation on a lot of the words. Like if someone says, "Oh, you're homophobic," a lot of people be like, "Oh, you're homophobic. You're this and you're that." Like I don't think that it's always like that, because I do think that there are some people who are homophobic, but they're not bad people. They just don't like.
I don't think it's homophobic though. I don't think it's homophobic though for somebody to not want. If you're a woman and you don't want to date someone who also dates men, that is not homophobic.
Can I ask you a question?
Thank you.
Are you queer in any way, Kyla?
No.
You realize that y'all outside of the community don't get to tell.
Are you
us
talking to
anything?
me or her? Because she answered, I didn't. But I'm
I'm
not.
sorry. Let me shut up.
You
I'm
a part
sorry,
of-
y'all. I'm sorry.
Are you talking to me?
Are you a part of the community? Yeah, I'm talking to you. Babe.
I am. I'm a lesbian.
Who? No, not you. The girl, Kyla, with the yellow
Keela.
heart.
No, I'm not a part
Okay.
of the community.
So people like you, heterosexual people, right? Y'all do not get to tell people in the community what's considered homophobia or not, right? Just like a white person or any other person don't get to tell a black person what's racism or not. It does not work.
tired of
So
this
you're
community.
gonna.
I'm
So
tired
you're
of
gonna.
this.
No.
I'm tired of this
Wait a minute.
community.
Wait a minute. Let me speak back to
When
her.
you say-
Let
I
me
wasn't
speak
finished.
back
I
to
wasn't
her.
finished. I wasn't finished. Y'all don't get to tell the people outside of, like in the community, what's homophobia or not, right?
No,
And
I don't
also,
agree with that.
We are just be.
I don't agree with that.
The things that y'all are saying, like I help the community. I have family members in the community. All
I
that
never
to
said all
people
that.
sound like I said y'all. I didn't say just you. I said y'all.
But you're talking to me
It
though.
sound-
So are you talking to
Ma'am,
me
I
still, or are
clearly
you talking to
said
everybody?
y'all. If I said y'all, that means I'm not just talking to you. If I said y'all, I'm talking to everybody in the box, or everybody in the live. When y'all explain things like I have family members in the community, I work with them, I love these people, it just sounds like y'all tolerate us. That's it. And if y'all do just
You
tolerate
can't.
us,
You
if
cannot
y'all
tell
do-
somebody that they're homophobic
are you
though.
gonna
If
let me finish?
you
Do you
monologuing now,
understand the
God dang.
definition?
Go ahead. Jesus
I don't
Christ.
understand why y'all. I don't understand
I'm
why y'all
sorry.
look
I
at it
got
like a bad
defensive.
thing when y'all are clearly explaining the biases y'all have. It's okay.
Just because a woman does not want to be with a man that has been with men, that does not mean that she dislikes or hates people who are
Nobody said hate. Nobody said hate.
A phobia is a dislike. It's a dislike or a fear. That does not mean that she fears that person or she dislikes that person. That is not.
It's a fear or aversion.
Or a discrimination.
It's a dislike towards.
Oh my goodness.
Or a discrimination against. So if you don't want to date that bisexual man, you are discriminating against him, which is okay. That's
so you're trying. Basically, you're trying to say if you have a dislike.
Are you gonna let me finish?
No, because you monologuing. God dang, land your plane.
Because you keep fucking interrupting me. That's why.
Because you're fucking taking a long time.
Beautiful black women on this panel, and for us to be going back and forth like this, let's get it together, ladies, because this is very
just having a discussion.
This is black phobia right here. So y'all need to chill.
Since you need to talk so bad, Kai, go ahead.
That's ridiculous. So you're trying to tell somebody that they hate. You're trying to tell somebody that they dislike a whole community simply because they don't want to date someone who has engaged in homosexual activities. Like,
so what
they just don't like that. It's not a turn. God damn, nerdy.
Well, I've been mute this whole time.
No, you haven't actually. You've been talking this whole time. Go ahead.
So what any other reason why wouldn't your boyfriend been bisexual or just done being bisexual? What other reason would there be?
Your question don't make sense. Ask that again.
What other reason other than him being with a man would you not want to be with him?
It's the point, because he's been with other men. So you don't like that. It's not homophobia to not want to be with somebody that's been with other men.
Exactly.
Can I add a
what any other reason was there? You said
Why the hell is y'all
That's what we're talking about, though.
Brothers
I know y'all iPhone full of shit right now.
It's not homophobia to not want to be with somebody that has been having
you
sex
had
with
no other reason. It's homophobia.
It's not.
Hello.
No screaming.
Hey, real quick, two things. I'd like to look. This is a very, very, very healthy conversation. It really is healthy. But you're only going to benefit from it if you can take something out of it. Everybody wants to put something in, but my question is, why are you here if you're not going to get something out? Let me tell you what you could get out of it. Okay. By the way, it's healthy. You guys are expressing your tolerance and your intolerance to this, that, and the other. But let me tell you this about that. Is it possible that we can be, or I'm going to say nobody is phobic or have a hatred toward anything. Let's just follow me with this real quick. Nobody has a hatred toward anything until, one, they open up their minds and someone tells them or says something to them to help them appreciate why it is they might be that way, and then they accept it. That's one. Nobody's going to admit, nobody's going to agree, nobody's going to feel or believe that they have these tendencies, they're phobic in any kind of way, until somebody either tells them and they believe it and they finally accept it. Okay, let them live in that. They're gonna live in that. There's nothing you can do about it. If I'm telling you, I don't believe you, they're not gonna believe until someone tells them, or number two, slaps them upside their damn head with a face-to-face reality situation that forces them to think differently about how they feel about other people. So the phobia is non-existent. You wasting your time trying to argue with somebody and prove to them they're this or they're that or not other. And the only two ways you're going to learn on these types of topics is, one, they listen to somebody and the information sinks in and then they reconsider their own thoughts, or two, life happens and busts them upside their head with, hey, face to face, now deal with it. Like I heard Queen Jewel say earlier, most people, they don't realize until they're face to face with it, and then they got to do it. So listen, enjoy the argument. Keep in mind there are people out here with their earbuds in, and you might be busting their eardrums trying to talk over each other, lower your tone a little bit. But just consider this.
Get something out of the conversation and don't be so anxious to put in. Love y'all.
And Shar, I want to say something to you specifically. You said that y'all said, and it was me. I said it. I don't tolerate anything that I don't want to tolerate. So me saying that I have homosexual family and all that, it's not to tolerate because I don't have to deal with it. I don't have to talk to you. I don't have to be around you. If I really don't like something and I really don't agree with something, I will remove myself from it completely. And I think that's where we're not understanding on the other side of it because, for example, if a child comes out to their family and their family disowns them, I would think that is phobic, right? I wouldn't think that you parents accepting it but not agreeing with the lifestyle itself but still accepting the person is a phobic. I wouldn't think that because it's like I'm still allowing you in my space. I'm still, I'm not using it against you. Your partner's around. Everybody's having fun. Everybody's this. Everybody's that. I still tell you I love you and I'm around. But because I don't agree with your decision, I'm phobic. So it's like I'm Muslim. There must be a lot of Muslim phobia. I don't even know what it would be, but religion phobics.
Yeah, that exists.
Because they
Islamophobia
don't.
exists.
But here's the thing, though. A lot of people don't agree with my religion, right? But they still deal with me, and they still respect me, and they still consider me, and they still have, they still work with me. But I wouldn't call them phobic. I would just say they don't prefer what I prefer.
But you wouldn't call them that, but that doesn't take away the bigotry out of why they don't like your religion. It makes them Islamophobic if they don't like your religion. It's their right to be that way. They don't have to agree with you, but it doesn't take away the fact that they are. That's why things like the terms like racism, colorism, all of that exists. Just because you have that behavior, you are still going to be labeled that way. But you can have that preference. It's okay.
You know what I think
When
is
I talk about homophobia,
you know what I think is Islamic phobia is when you see me and you completely run the opposite way, or you start speaking the blood of Jesus and you start acting silly like that comedian. She wouldn't get on a plane because she thought the Sikhs was Muslim. So her name just hilarious. She refused to get on a plane because she thought the Sikhs, the Sikhs, the religions, the Sikhs, they dress similar to the Muslims. And I think
I know what you're talking about.
Islamic phobic. I don't think that saying, listen, Shay, I don't agree with your God and I don't agree with your dress, but I'll mess with you because you my girl. I don't think that's Islamic. I just think that they don't
what
want to
you're explaining is like what we how we explain like overt and covert racism. Everything is not going to be out loud like I hate this person, but if you listen to Keela and other women's definite reason why they don't date bi people, it's like bi men. I don't like. Y'all are literally explaining the definition of what it is to be homophobic. You're explaining the aversion part. And I don't think you guys are understanding
Basically,
y'all.
y'all. But
right
basically, what you be trying to say is that if you don't like something or prefer something, then you hate it, which is
I'm gonna just
not
drop
true.
because she
Thank you. Bye.
she have no fucking self control.
I don't.
Like there's
I've been on
different
mute
ways
this
to
entire,
like.
I've been on
There's
mute.
not one way.
Everybody
to be
on here been interrupting
phobic or
people.
not.
Y'all
Just
please,
like
Shar.
just
Please.
because
Not me.
you
I've
think
been
that
waiting
you're
my
not,
turn.
but doesn't mean that you aren't, right? You can be low key about it, or you can be high key about it. But it's like no matter which way you put it, it's the reasoning behind it. That's why I asked Keela, what other reason wouldn't she want her boyfriend who used to be bisexual, like she want to stay with someone who used to be bisexual? The only reason she could come up with is that he was with another man. That's the only reason. Now, that's fine. She can have that preference, but that preference is low key homophobia. That's biphobic. That's what I'm trying to say. You can have your preference, but the reason why you have that preference can be biphobic.
So I got a Cash App message. Someone said, Diamond, what would you do if it was me? So if it was me, I would at first ask questions first. And it's really, some people get offended, some people don't. But I say, hey, you know, the world we live in now, you got to ask questions. Would I date a man that used to sleep with men? No, I would not.
So you're saying Diamond homophobic? No.
Oh, y'all quiet now.
But I'm saying it doesn't matter who it is. I love Diamond to death and all that, but she didn't say that just because she wouldn't date a man. Well, I'm not even gonna get into that. But y'all reasoning is because
I don't think I'm homophobic, because here's my thing. I don't think I'm homophobic because I'm not saying I'm not saying I don't like, you know what I'm saying, the ABC culture, but what I'm saying is, right, that me personally, y'all, like, and that goes for anybody, like, I gotta protect me. You know what I'm saying? So no.
Okay, now
But no. They was just on my head though.
Wait, Diamond, but
I am still on your head anyway.
Girl,
Diamond said
fuck
she wants to
you.
protect.
I got a question.
Diamond just said she want to protect herself. That's one reason. She said she wants to protect herself. That's fine. But you said that you didn't want a man to be.
She want to protect herself,
Yes.
girl.
That was
Diamond. That's
homophobic.
Diamond. What do you mean by protect yourself?
She said she want to protect herself.
Diamond, what do you mean by protect yourself?
Just a lot of hollering at once.
Yeah,
it's
like,
nerdy.
So
You
for me,
got one question, and I'll drop.
Here's how I feel, right? If you have, and this is my opinion, y'all. If I'm homophobic, I have to accept that. But here's my opinion: if you already have slept with a man before, and you are saying you're not that way again, you're gonna do it again. You're gonna do it again.
But Diamond, wouldn't that be with another, like a man with sleeping with another woman?
But that's y'all opinion. That's y'all opinion when you say that's not true. For me, like, that is how I feel. Y'all have to understand, on this app, people are entitled to their opinions, whether y'all agree or not. Y'all try to make people like agree to what y'all want them to agree with, what y'all want them to do in life, and accept what y'all want them to accept. Y'all cannot do that.
Yeah,
Y'all,
it's getting
I totally understand, but it's like it's giving
dangerous.
bisexual man a bad rap. But
Everybody
don't understand.
There are some people, y'all cannot do that. Everybody is going to have, there are some people that are going to have their own mind and dance at their own beat, not everybody else's beat.
I understand that, but what
right?
these
Can I say something, Diamond? Can I say this? Nerdy, can I say this?
They're trying to say that bisexual men are such a bad person to be with.
Hold on. No, we're not.
Nobody said that.
It's spinning the narrative.
Nobody said that.
It's spinning the narrative.
They don't know what they're doing. That they're about to do it again. Like, they're just
Can I
out
say
here to
this?
have sex
Can I
with
say
everybody.
this?
Everybody,
Listen.
but anybody
Nobody
can sleep
said
with
that.
one another. No,
Nerdy,
I'm not saying that was you. I'm not saying it was you.
I didn't say that either.
But
can I say this? Can I say this? It's getting very, very freaking dangerous that a heterosexual person can't be a doggone heterosexual person.
No
Y'all
one said
listen,
that.
No, well, God damn it. If
I got
they
a
don't
question.
want to
Can
be
I
with
just ask one
nobody, if they
question?
don't want to be with nobody, that listen, that don't mean I have people in my family, right? I love
Can I
dearly.
jump in right
Who's
here?
a part of that community. I love them dearly. It won't be nothing that I wouldn't do for my
in your family does not
who's
justify
in that
your
community.
wording.
Listen, I have friends, but when you guys say,
Can I ask a question? I just want to
hold
ask
on,
one
can I
question.
finish my statement? First of all,
Nowhere if
when
we
you
don't
guys
take
throw out
turns,
these,
y'all.
when
We're
you
not
guys
gonna
throw
get
out these
anywhere if we don't
terms,
take turns. V-Ray, can you finish?
okay, so yeah, please let me land. When you guys throw out these terms of being homophobic simply because a person is heterosexual, this shit is getting dangerous. It's almost like
Because a person is
heterosexual person can't even
dangerous.
be
It's
proud
almost
of
like
the
a person is heterosexual.
before it's overruled. It's overruled because now
Can
we're
I say
homophobic.
that everybody has
We're
a
that.
closet?
This shit is crazy.
Passion, can you let her finish, please?
And it's no listen, it's okay for and I promise you, two things can be true at the same time. You can have genuine love for the individuals in that community community. It does not make you homophobic just because you are 100% heterosexual woman or man and you prefer your mate to be 100% hetero damn sexual.
Agreed.
Period.
Agreed.
Exactly.
And can I say something? Everybody has a closet where all the skeleton, all the bad stuff that they have done. And before the marriage, he decided to unpack his skeleton at the closet. Now, what if he had said, you know what? I have been a swinger. I have been in all kind of orgies. I done had sex with men. I done had sex with women. And I just want to put it out right here now. Now, people don't have the courage to unpack their closet. I give him props for having the courage to unpack his closet. And it said, look, before we walk down this aisle, and it might have been late, but he unpacked it. You know, we said we don't want this, we don't want this. What when we figure out that our woman was a real freak? What you do with that? You walk away then?
You do what you want to do with it.
Hold on, but hold on, Passion. It just depends, because if you tell me, right, that you used to be a swinger, and I know I ain't swinging, I'm gonna have to go on about my business.
Exactly.
Fact.
Because I would never be able to satisfy you completely.
Exactly.
So this is
That's
what
how
I
feel.
I agree with that, Diamond. Everybody decides, okay, when your skeleton come out, can I deal with it? And if you can deal with it, you go on, you don't think nothing about it. Some people's mind can't get to the point to say, look, I cannot deal with all you done did in your past.
Right.
And that's fine. I don't think it's homophobic. I think that if my man came to me and he said he was a swinger, he done did this, he done did that, he done tried every aspect of sexual involvement, I couldn't deal with that. So I don't know what I would say if he said, well, I just been with a man, because that's kind of on the surface.
Y'all, Stacy said we are swingerphobic.
Can I ask a question? Can anybody hear
check
me?
this out. Yeah, okay, go ahead. I'm gonna let you. No. Diamond, you know that song that Stevie Wonder came out with, and it said skeletons in your closet. What are we having here? Having a daytime nightmare has always been my biggest fear. And it says, have somebody told you about lying. It says one white one turns into a black one.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody ever told you about lying. You remember that song? It was called Skeletons. You know, a lot of time when people go walk through life, they feel like just because they did it in the past, it'll never show up in their present. You understand what I'm saying? So when you're going out with these people and these people are not being forthcoming to you, it's not the fact of what they chose to be or what they chose to develop themselves into or what they chose to turn themselves into. It's the lie. It's the lie in it. Because I didn't ask you for the lie. That's like when that girl came up here and said, hey, if he said he don't date big girls, but he'll say he'll lay down with a big girl. Don't tell me you don't like big girls if you'll lay them down. Just tell me that you don't want to marry a big girl. That's just like yesterday. Don't tell me that you won't lay down with a black one, but then the light-skinned one, you'll wife her up. See, a lot of people, it's a lie in there. The lie in there is whether or not you want to really face yourself, because a lot of people really do like big fat women, but they don't want to put them out there because then that messes up their characteristics. A lot of people become a part of those communities because they wasn't accepted in other communities. It's not really that they're a part of those communities because they wear those badge proudly. It's just that that's acceptable to them. They don't have to make an excuse anymore. You know, long time ago, that stuff like that was hidden. It was a little white lie until it came out in the open that, hey, some of these people that we actually thought was women was actually men. And it's acceptable now. And I'm glad that it is out in the open because now the lies can't be told. But now what you got to really do is face yourself in this reality and say who you are as a person. Because if I'm gonna marry somebody, right, and I'm hoping to marry a man that's not experienced that. Because let me ask you a question. I want to ask this question to you.
How can you actually compete with a man that's done laid down with a man? How can you compete with that? How would you look to ask yourself trying to say, well, what else can I do? Because if he's experienced all that, what can I give him? But if we never experienced, he's never experienced that, I still got a chance. But if he's not telling me that, I don't know if secretly he's thinking about somebody else while he's laying next to me. That's the same thing with a man, with a woman. It's hard to compete with somebody once they done slid down the rainbow. Because believe me, you can't do enough licking to get past that. I don't care what you say.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Can I ask something? When it comes to you hiding your skeleton,
yes, they can't hear me.
You take your skeleton to the grave. He didn't have to come out with it. Nobody wouldn't have never told it. But there's a respect and a self-awareness when you can say, I'm putting it out here. Wherever it falls, it falls. Now, like I said before, granted, he could have did it earlier, but to push yourself to go into a deeper place and come out with your truth is really hard.
But why would you wait until y'all get married?
To put your infirmity, to put your stuff on me, because I've told you that's not what I wanted, right? But you gonna make me accept something that I don't want.
Exactly.
Ma'am, let me tell you about this chocolate cake I'm finna bake you. What kind of cake you like, ma'am? Ma'am, Passion, what kind of cake do you like?
I really don't eat cake. So.
Okay, you don't eat cake? Good. I'm glad you don't eat cake, because guess what? I'm finna bake you a cake every day. I don't care if you don't like this cake. You finna get this cake. I'm gonna bring it over to your house. And when I get done with you,
the thing about choices. You have
that's
a choice,
right.
and whether she wants to eat the cake or not is up to her. But she still don't like the damn cake, and I think that's where the biggest problem.
But when you gonna tell me to stop bringing this cake over there?
But you know where she's going with the analogy.
Don't be scared of where she's going with the analogy just because it don't fit.
Why they call her cake-phobic?
Because nobody.
Can somebody define what phobia really means?
Because nobody likes to be called a phobic. That's why people are gonna make jokes and say things like that, because nobody's gonna take this conversation seriously.
What's the real definition, though? What's the real definition of phobia?
I'm looking up the definition for you right now.
The real definition of homophobia is having a dislike.
No, I want somebody to read the actual definition of phobia.
I have it. I have it.
I am literally
read it out loud.
I just did. Homophobia.
They're not talking about homophobia. They're saying phobia. The definition of phobia.
The real definition of phobia. Period.
All right, hold on.
What does it mean?
I have it: an extreme or irrational fear of or aversion to something.
Exactly.
Hold on, it's more to it than that. A phobia is an anxiety disorder defined by an irrational, unrealistic, persistent, and excessive fear of an object or a situation. Phobias typically result in a rapid onset fear and are unusually present for more than 6 months. So to me, this is my thing, and I'll drop after this. Good morning, everybody. You cannot change the definition of a word to fit a narrative. That's number one. Somebody, just like everybody else has said, a real phobia is I'm terrified of people who do certain things. And I'm not terrified of anybody and whoever decides to do whatever they want to do in their life. I don't have fear of that. I also don't understand why is it that you got a group of people who have been fighting since my uncle was out in the streets hiding and doing things that he thought that people didn't want him to do against labels, but then all of a sudden everybody else has to have a label. That's not fair.
So the point of definitions is that there are multiple, and you read some of it, and then you read some type of like a summary of it. But at the end of the day, you said definitions: an extreme or an irrational fear or dislike of a specific object or group or thing of group, or an extreme or irrational fear or an aversion to something. These are definitions.
Exactly. But you're defining us as phobic
No. So,
if I prefer,
let's break
there's
that
a
down.
difference between the word phobic and preference.
I gave you the definition. You agreed.
Okay, but there's a difference between the word phobia
you
and preference.
agreed. You agreed to what I just said, and now you're going to stop me from.
No, I'm not stopping what you're saying, but you're about to try to twist it to fit a different narrative.
Anything. Part of the definition.
Fear is the main thing in phobia, is it not? If you look up the word phobia in any dictionary, is fear not the main thing in phobia? Yes or no? The word fear exists. The word fear. I don't care where you look up phobia. I don't care which part you pull out of phobia. The word fear, but the word fear exists in phobia. The word fear is
you don't want to be corrected because you know
it's not about being
corrected.
I just want everybody to acknowledge
there's two letters.
The word fear exists in phobia.
Fear
period.
Or an aversion.
Fear.
It says fear or an aversion. And
It
that's
says
the part
extreme.
you don't
And it means an extreme.
You don't like that
It
second
says
part because that's where you
extreme
reside
fear.
at. That's where you live. That's where you settle at. It's the aversion part. You don't
Yeah,
want to
but
hear that.
see, this is the thing. See, you pick out the word aversion for everybody to settle on because that's
It's
what you
part
want.
of the definition. If
But
we're
the
talking
main
about,
part of the definition is fear, and you're not going to change my mind on that. The main part of the definition is fear. Arachnophobia. What is arachnophobia? What can I ask you? What is arachnophobia? An aversion to spiders or a fear of spiders?
Okay, so hold on, y'all. I'm not trying to speak. I'm basically saying one person at a time, please.
So if I could finish, the word or is very important in all definitions. It's not one of those things you can pick up and take out. This people don't like this because when they hear that or aversion part, that's where you know you reside. And it's okay. Shar has been very clear. A lot of people are very clear. You have your choice, like when it comes to transgender individuals and being part of the LGBTQI, you can choose who you want to. Most people want you to put them if you attracted or you have an aversion to them. It's just giving a name to what it is. At the end of the day, that or is very important. Like I was speaking before, a phobia, the aversion or the fear depends on what it is. So with spiders, it's absolutely a fear, but with water, it can be aversion. You take baths, but you still are unsettled and having a aversion against water when you have a phobia of water. It's so many things. Like that's why there's the word or, because it depends on what you are talking about, how extreme the definition and which one goes to which one. You don't have to.
So watch this. Watch this. Real quick.
Wait. Miss Jones.
I was not finished.
Miss Jones,
let me say one thing. I respect your opinion. I respect your opinion.
It's not an opinion. That's what y'all get so caught up. It's not an opinion.
It is
it's
an
literally
opinion.
fact. It's the definition and terminologies that you have to literally go by. Literally, you want to bring up definitions. You want to bring up definitions.
I do.
So when I give you a definition,
Queen
palatable and
Queen
you want to be upset about.
Wait. I understand.
I'm not upset. I'm not upset.
Miss Jones.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Queen
ma'am.
Matt. Wait. Can you move for 1 minute? Queen Matt, I want you to look up a definition for me. I want you to look up the definition of choice. Queen Mapson. Can you look up the definition of choice for me? Choice. That's the one.
That's the one you want?
The definition of choice is what I want.
The definition of choice is an act of selecting or making a decision when faced with two or more possibilities. That is the definition of choice. Another prompt it can say, especially a food or a very good quality of words, phrases, or language, rude or abrasive. That's the points on it.
Okay, now let me ask you a question. This gonna be some hard stuff right here. I want you to look up the definition of H2O.
H2O wouldn't be a definition.
You know she mean water.
I know. That's why I'm asking her water to be specific. Thank you.
But
you want me to look up water?
Okay. So we know H2O is water. Okay. But now I want you to look up the definition of H3O. Can you do that?
She going somewhere. Be patient, y'all. I love it.
All right. I looked up H3O.
What is H3O?
It's a hydronium ion in which the water molecules with an extra proton H plus attaches to it.
Okay, so we just gonna say it's called,
i.e. structured water.
okay. So when I just say water, right? I can transfer water into 3 different things. It's a solid, liquid, or gas. But no matter how you change that, water is what we got, right? When they say H3O, that means it's something, an element that's done messed it up. That means it can't go back to its regular element because I've added another element to it. Okay, so in those 2 things right there, though, there's a difference. But no matter what you say, you need water for both components, right? I'm gonna go back to this fear and this choice. See, the fear of something is something that I'm ignorant to. That means either I don't know too much about it, or I've heard some stuff and it made me feel, or the fact that I've touched that hot stove and now I have a fear of heat. Okay. But a choice is something I make because that's what I've already experienced something, or I see something that I don't like about it, and I don't want to do that. See, the problem is that we're crossing 2 elements. The fear of something is I'm fearing it just because I may not know what it's about, or I fear it because it happened to me one time and I don't want to trigger that in me again. But the choice of something saying, this is who I am. I'm not crossing this barrier. That's the statement. When you're going into people's lives, there's a choice. Grown people don't make decisions. They make choices. Kids make choices. They don't make decisions. Because there's sometimes you have to stand after you grow up so long, you have to find out who you are. And after you find out who you are, you usually don't cross back over into that until you're persuaded. And there's a reason why you're persuaded. Either now I've experienced so many men, I don't want to do that no more, and I've gotten a different element from a woman. You understand what I'm saying? Those are choices that you make.
It's not true.
You don't think so?
That's not
Oh
true.
my goodness! If you don't understand,
Girl, she broke that down so simple.
You can't explain something to somebody who's already caught up in their thought process.
Don't anybody in that community have the right to love who they choose to love, right? We say this all the time, and we have to respect that. Why not? Why isn't that so for the heterosexual?
Thank you.
That's
why
It's because
it becomes dangerous. No, it
we
becomes
don't
dangerous
discriminate based
when
on
you
their
Hold on. Now I'm all for anybody should love who the hell they want to love, and I don't have any slight towards that community, but I'd be damned if somebody try to come and impose on how I choose to live.
Nobody's forcing y'all to choose the person you don't want to be.
You are. You're saying we're wrong.
You guys are
saying we're wrong.
What I'm saying is that
no, specifically phobic. She's saying we're phobic.
Phobia. We have phobia.
Who you want to be with.
Okay, so what are we talking about now? So what are we talking about?
If we could listen to each other and like just listen to each other, like at the end of the day, I hear you. I hear you. And I don't think you're a bad person, but some of the things that people say when it comes to the LG, I don't ever come out and be like, oh, you're homophobic. I say your decisions and your choices is rooted in homophobia, though, because the reason why a person wouldn't want to be with a man that's been with another man is because they have an aversion to that type of relationship.
So can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question really quick? Can I ask you a question? What is it called? What is it called when you guys feel some way towards heterosexual people and how they choose to live their life? What is that called?
Nothing.
Okay, that's not the same.
So there's no definition
people
on
how
that.
they choose
There's no
to live their life.
terminology.
I'm clarifying your question. That's the thing, y'all. It's so emotional. I'm getting you to clarify your question so I can get a good understanding of what you're saying. And y'all don't.
I don't think anybody's being emotional.
Let me clarify. Okay, so if a heterosexual person chooses to live their life as a heterosexual and to only date a heterosexual, that's their choice, right? What is it called when the other community hate on that? What is it called? Is there even a term for it?
It's called heterophobia. It's an irrational fear or an aversion to or discrimination against heterosexual people.
So we're talking about.
Can we agree to disagree?
But do you think the
Can we agree to disagree now?
Okay, so y'all wait 1 second.
No. It doesn't mean that a phobia doesn't. These aren't talking about.
Diamond is talking. Diamond just said, "Hold on."
So the Cash App said, "Please let your mods mute people that interrupt." So, okay, mute people in the comments, because once you mute them in the box, they're going to mute themselves. Y'all go ahead.
So I gave you a definition of what it is when somebody has an aversion to heterosexual people. It's called heterophobia.
All right, so boom.
Okay
All right,
now.
you answer the question. So boom, I'm going somewhere with this. All right. When a person that's a part of the other community, the alphabet community, has this towards heterosexual people, right? You call it heterophobia, right? Is that simply because they have a fear or a hatred towards a person who lives a heterosexual life, or like, how are we
I
defining
gave you the definition, love. It's an irrational fear of.
Oh, irrational fear, right?
Listen,
So,
or an aversion to, or a discrimination against. It's the same words. That's
okay,
like literally, it's the same words.
So check this out. Okay, so check this out, right? If a person loves that community, I mean the individuals in that community, they've been properly vetted to not treat these people any type of way, even the people in their family, the friends, they love them dearly, would be willing to do any and everything for, and simply because they choose not to date in the community, they're homophobia. Is that what we're saying?
Yes. Because that is having an aversion to.
I respect.
They're not gonna let us.
That's just a choice of being a
disagree.
That's a choice of being a heterosexual type person versus like the same concept. A person who chooses to live their lifestyle, they have every right to. God, it goes both ways. Everybody,
you didn't have your right. That's the thing. You're conflating two things. Nobody said that you have to like people within the community. Nobody said that you have to date with people within the community. Nobody said that.
So it's a rational fear.
There's a term, just like there's a term for homosexual people who don't like heterosexual people or who have an aversion against heterosexual people. There's also a term for heterosexual people who have an aversion or a problem with homosexual people. It goes both ways. I don't understand the problem.
So boom. All right, you just said it. Having an irrational fear or exclusion or have a problem with it. I've clearly said that there is no
I didn't say any of those words. I didn't say any of those words in the definition.
Okay, damn. Irrational fear. You said that. You said irrational fear. Didn't you say that? Irrational fear.
I said irrational fear or aversion to. Aversion to. And I can tell you, aversion means a strong dislike or a disinclination. Break down what hold on. Break down what disinclination is. It's a reluctance or a lack of enthusiasm. So when you break down words, it literally, disinclination doesn't mean you hate somebody. It just means that that's not for you. I am not happy or enthused to do this. So if you're not happy or enthused to be with somebody that's been with another man, then you have an aversion to that. If you have an aversion to that, then let's walk it back. Then that is a that's homophobia. It's literally literally.
It is.
Can I ask
Queen a question real
But
quick?
I want to say this really quickly. V-Ray earlier said that she doesn't want to be with a bisexual man because she would have a fear that he would cheat on her again with a man. That is fear. That is homophobia. So why are we sitting here acting
Listen here. No, I have no, you're not hearing me out. I have a right to be heterosexual. I have a right to be heterosexual. Okay, so why in the hell?
But he was engaged in a homosexual activity, and she's a heterosexual woman.
This is getting dangerous because just like you guys, just like
cheating on you with another man. You literally
y'all
express
want to take
homophobia.
rights from y'all want to take. I'm low-key feeling that y'all really want to take rights from people who choose to live the way that they want to live. Is being
what you're saying, V-Ray, is very much so.
You definitely said out of your mouth that you would be scared.
Please.
You said out of your mouth that you would be scared that a man would cheat on you
Listen
with a man.
here. It's not my freaking preference, sir. It's not my preference. I have a right to my freaking preference, just like you have a right to yours. I have a right to mine. And how dare you? How dare you? Just like you have the right to yours, I have a right to mine. This is where it gets dangerous.
Can she finish her sentence?
it gets dangerous when someone tried to overpower their belief system onto someone else.
Did
That's
you
where it
not
gets
say
dangerous.
that you would be afraid that a bisexual man that used to have sex with a man would
said
cheat on you
that's
with a
not-
man again?
Hold on.
Did you not say
V-Ray,
that would make you
V-Ray,
fearful?
V-Ray, wait 1 minute. Just wait
Did
1
you
minute.
not say that?
Let me hear what he's saying. Let me hear what he's saying.
Earlier in this conversation, when the topic of a bisexual man or a man who used to have sex with a man came up, she said that she wouldn't be mentally able to take it because she would always think that the man would cheat on her with a man again, and it would cause her it would basically make her uncomfortable every time he's around a male friend. That, my dear.
So that means that I have a hate for people in that community.
Whether we want to,
just wait 1 minute. Just wait a minute. Wait a minute. Just wait, V-Ray. Wait a minute.
You
Let him
literally
finish.
expressed phobia. That's what that means. Why are we being so dense in this conversation?
Why are you cherry picking?
Okay.
Why are
okay,
you
so
cherry
check this
picking
out.
to the
Check this out,
families
V-Ray.
that I love dearly that are a part of that community? Why are you
Okay,
cherry picking?
but check this out, though.
Why
Check this
you
out,
have to
V-Ray.
play
Wait.
pronouns?
Could you wait a
I'm
minute?
sorry. Why
Could you
are
wait a
you
minute?
cherry picking?
V-Ray, just wait a minute, because he's listening to you, but he's listening to respond to you about something. I want him to listen to me. Just wait. Wait. No, I want to hear you. I want to hear you because I'm gonna tell you something. Wait, no, I'm gonna tell you. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of a dude that'll cheat. You want to know why? Because I feel like he'll cheat again. That's not a fear. That's a fact. I feel like he'll cheat again because you done cheated already.
Do you know what afraid means? Because you're the main one wanting to ask about H2O, H3O, and all these things. Do you know the definition of afraid, or do I need to look up and read that for you as well?
You can look up whatever you want.
Do I need to read another definition?
You can if you like. If you feel like justify what
we
you're
try to
saying.
keep it respectful.
Do you know what
please?
afraid? Yeah.
Look
Do
it
you know
up.
what afraid means?
Look it up.
You must not know. You must not know.
Look
Even
it
in
up.
a dictionary. People want to sit here and have these.
So we coming
conversations
for
about
people
words,
intelligence now.
but then use this same.
No, I'm just
argument
asking. You
to try
said you wanted
prove
to
their
tell me
point.
about afraid.
You said
Look it
that
up.
you would be afraid
I
for
would.
a man to cheat on you with a woman. Do you know what that is? That's fear.
Yes, a choice.
That's
It's
fear.
a choice.
That's
It's a
fear.
choice.
That's
Because I don't have
fear.
to date you once I know you
These
cheated. I don't have to date
semantics
you no
are
more.
crazy. These semantics
Okay,
are why the community have
crypto.
such
Listen here.
disdain
Can I
for
just
each
say
other.
something? Why are you cherry picking? Why are you not speaking on when I said that I love? I have people in this community that I love.
Look it up.
Hold on.
He wanted to know what afraid meant.
Hold on,
Look
let
it
me
up.
finish.
You
Why are you
obviously
cherry
don't know if you
picking
said that
to
that's
say
not
that?
fear.
Hold on. Why are you cherry picking and not saying that I have people in my family, friends that I love dearly who are part of this community? Why aren't you speaking on that part? I'm simply telling you my preference. No, I'm simply telling you my preference on. I'm a heterosexual
That's
and I want
perfect.
to date heterosexual men.
That's
damn
perfect.
it,
But
that's
my
my
thing is,
preference.
listen, just like that last thing I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna get down because I actually was enjoying, but it was just burning me how people are saying words and then acting like that's not what they mean when that's exactly what they mean. But my thing is this: even when
Stop
Queen
cherry
Map,
picking to fit
wait,
your
no,
narrative.
listen,
Stop
even,
cherry
no,
picking to fit
I'm
your
going based off of
narrative.
what
You're
you
recognizing
said.
your
I'm
people.
going based
That's
off of what
bad.
you said out of your mouth. That you would have a mental breakdown thinking
But
about
tell
a
the
man
whole
cheating on
thing
you with a
though.
man.
Can I ask
Tell
a question to Crypto?
That,
Can I
my
ask
dear,
a question
is
to
everything
phobia.
that I
Crypto?
That, my
said.
dear, is
Don't just
phobia.
cherry pick
That's
on one
my
thing.
dear,
Say
phobia.
everything that
But
I said.
even,
You
but
said it.
I'll
You're
make
trying
this
to
point
fit.
really
You're trying to
quickly.
fit your
I wanna
narrative.
make this.
You're trying to
That's
let it play
exactly what
into
you
the
said out of your
narrative.
mouth. That's what you said out of
And
your
then
mouth.
and what else did I say? sir? What else did I
But
say?
let me say this. Let me say this. Even when Queen Map basically saying that, oh well, if a homosexual person has a strong aversion to a heterosexual person, that's heterophobia. We can admit that that happens. That's heterophobia. Why is there so hard? There's so much of a motherfucking like back and pull to admit that homophobia exists and that these aversions to homosexual sex is homophobia. Like I don't understand what's
Everybody
so
have
hard.
a right to
I
date
just want to
who
ask
they
one.
want
I
to
wanna ask ask one one question.
which community they decide
Okay,
to
but
date
check this out. Check this
their
out. We gotta
preference.
hit everybody at one time. So this is what we
Not
gonna do, right?
having
We
a
gonna have to
hate
take
for the
first
community
B-Ray.
itself.
Now you gonna listen to yourself, but what you gonna do? You gotta wait for everybody else to talk. Now he came up here to say something, right? Sir, you finished saying what you was gonna say.
Yes, and I will say, someone please send this lady a dictionary because she knows no definitions at all. She said she's afraid, but it's not fear. Girl, please.
Okay, are you talking about me?
You can
Are you talking about me?
Yeah, exactly. You don't even know
Are you
what
talking
that
about me?
means.
Which one you talking about?
He talking about.
I'm
Okay,
talking about
but
you.
you know what? You
I'm
know what
talking
you have to
about you.
understand.
I'm
Let me tell you
talking
something
about
about
you.
people
That's
right
what I'm
here.
talking about.
People
You,
show you just how
you.
ignorant they is when
Get
they
a
come up here.
somebody give her a
Ain't nobody
dictionary
said nothing about no afraid. We was talking about
Somebody give her
fear.
a
So he
dictionary.
came in on the last
She
part of the
needs a
conversation.
dictionary.
So I don't know what he's talking about.
Same thing.
Can I just ask one quick question, just real quick? Is part of the problem the fact, because let me just say this out loud to everybody from the community. I know that y'all been through a lot. Y'all been fighting a lot to just be who you are. It's part of the problem, the fact that you've been fighting for so long that you think that everybody is against you just because they're not doing, or they might not do the things that you do, because that's not true. Everybody is not against you. And I hope that you understand and have a discernment after going through all the things that you went through to be able to tell the difference of the people who are genuinely against you. Those are who you need to fight. You don't need to go around labeling and fighting everybody, because everybody is not against you. It's people up here like deep. When I first saw D Manny, let me tell you something. His personality to me is over the top, and I love it. If I had a phobia, I would not like D Manny. Yes, D Manny, I'm giving you your shout out. I'm giving you love. It's not about everybody being against you. And it's also about respect. All I was trying to tell you earlier, Queen, when I asked you to look up the definition and you decided to use the words or and everything else and skip past the word fear, I wanted to let you know
I didn't do that. Don't lie.
Hold on.
I did not
You
do
did.
that. I did
You
not
did.
do that.
But
I gave you the full definition. No,
can I
you're
finish?
not gonna lie. You're not gonna lie.
So all these people in the room didn't hear you. Didn't hear you talk about or and inversion and everything else.
I gave you the
Anyway,
full
let me get back to
definition.
what I was trying to say. I wanted to tell you that I respect where you're coming from. I respect how you stand. I respect your views. I'm asking you to respect mine too. I'm not going to label you because you don't agree with what I agree with. I can call you all kinds of names, but I'm not going to do that. That's not going to get anybody anywhere. That's all I'm saying. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. Everybody is entitled to their feelings. Everybody, like everybody else said, is entitled to live the way they want to live. How other people live does not affect me in my everyday life. I'm not going to cross the street because I see you holding hands with a woman. I'm going to speak to you. And if somebody was to disrespect you in my presence, I'm going to stand up for you.
Exactly.
So all I'm saying is stop fighting everybody. You don't have to fight everybody.
I'm not fighting anyone. Hold on real quick, Nerdy, because she addressed me. Really quick, Nerdy, because she addressed me.
No, she addressed the community. She didn't address you.
But she also addressed me at the
end.
Yes,
I did. I told her that I respect her. And I hope you respect me too.
I do. And that's the thing. And this is what I was trying to say from the beginning. I don't think any of you are bad people who have a choice and a hard stop on what you want to do in the bedroom with who you want to do with it. That's consent. If you don't want to be with somebody that is bisexual, that is your right. You don't have to. I don't think that you're a bad person because you don't. I think that's what Shar was saying, the same thing. I don't think y'all are bad people. I don't.
What homophobic is, that's a bad character to be homophobic.
No.
Diamond's talking.
I think it's the word, right? Homophobic, and it makes it sound like we're so bad of a person because you know what I mean. Because when y'all say we
have a preference,
it's the labeling. It's actually the labeling
word that people have an issue with. That's like certain people in other demographics that have an issue with like being rooted in racism. Like if a man. If a white man is around Black people and he does fundraisers and he gives to the community and he does this, but he go, I refuse to marry a Black woman. That's rooted in racism. That's his private.
That's on him. Who cares?
Okay,
Who really cares? The only thing.
Okay,
but see, I actually wasn't finished.
So if I refuse to marry a white man, what does that mean? But I don't have an issue with them. I don't have an issue with it.
I don't think that's racist. I would say if you would have said, "Oh, I don't want to be an Asian man," that would be racist.
But you brought it. But it was brought up as a defense. All I'm saying is, If y'all didn't like the labels that were
Can
placed
y'all let
on
Queen
certain
answer
people,
that?
So
Can y'all let
It
Queen
makes
answer
me-
that?
So wait, hold on. So it makes me biased because I refuse to marry a Caucasian. It makes me biased.
Can I say something, Diamond?
I didn't say bias.
I don't
said
come
white
up
people can't be
often.
affected by it.
I'm here every day, but I don't come up often. So can I say something, Diamond? Please. I feel like the younger and this is nothing nothing against the younger generation, but I feel like these kind of homophobic and all of these titles just came up over the last 10 years because I always felt like it's a preference. If I have experienced this where a man was with another man. It was my choice. He, of course, he didn't tell me. Somebody else told me. It was my choice to leave. Okay, it's not that I didn't like him. It's not that I didn't have love for him, but it was my choice to leave. Everybody have a choice. I don't care. When the trans when all of that stuff came out, this is when they started to put all of these titles on everything, and I don't think it's fair. If you don't want to date a white man, you don't. That's your choice. It don't have to be this deep rooted in racism or none of that. I grew up with all white kids, but I would not date a white man. We grew up in a white area. That doesn't mean I was racist. I played with them every day. You understand? I have a cousin that married a man. I have another cousin that married a woman. I went to the ceremony. I participated in it. But it's still my choice not to date a woman. I don't think I'm homophobic. I don't think I'm any different than anybody else. I feel like y'all put these labels on us, but then I just feel like it's just too many labels and it doesn't make any sense. Chastity was absolutely right when she gave the scenario about the cake because why give somebody something every day that they don't like?
Can
and I just
Queen
want to say this, and
no?
then
Can
you can drop
Queen
me.
answer that question? Can Queen
Can I
answer
say
Diamond's
something and then you
question?
can drop me, Diamond?
Can Queen answer Diamond's question though?
Yeah, she can.
About
Can I
if
go
she
after
date
her?
if she date a white person. I mean, if she don't want to date a white person, what is that rooted in?
Am I white phobia?
Yeah, that's what they'll say, but that's not true.
Those aren't real terms. It's not racist because Black people can't be racist.
True. So what is it?
Where you're
I disagree.
It's but you are discriminating, and that's not an issue. I like literally people like it's like y'all are fighting to like y'all are trying to force us. Y'all, this is dangerous. Y'all doing this. It's not an issue. You have consent to be with whoever you want. And for y'all that are using the word preference all wrong the whole time, preference means that you have a great liking of one alternative over another. If the other thing is not even an option for you, it is not a preference. Y'all have to stop. Y'all don't like definitions. Y'all don't like words. Y'all don't like the connotation, the denotation. Y'all don't like any of that. Y'all don't like that. The word preference means that I like hot dogs, but I prefer a hamburger. That's an option because I still eat the fuck hot dogs. Y'all are using these words all the fuck wrong. And
So
y'all
now
okay
we gotta go to the dictionary about.
That make you hot dog phobia.
Can I say this again? You can drop me, Diamond.
Now, because this shit is getting ridiculous. It don't even have to be this complicated.
I want to say this one last
and
thing.
I liked your analogy
You guys
too,
shouldn't have to impose on us on how we date and who we date.
Hey V, hey V. Let me say this one thing before Diamond drops me. All I want to say to the entire community, including Queen, I watched people go through turmoil because of labels that was placed on them when they was actually trying to find themselves. When they was doing things that it didn't seem normal to everybody else, when they had labels placed on them, it was very, very, very hurtful to your community. All we're actually saying is just be mindful that sometimes when you put labels on other people, don't tell us that it's not hurtful. That's all I want to say, because y'all have experienced that hurt with labels in the past. It's the same thing for us. And you can go ahead and drop me, Diamond. Thank you so much. I can't wait to get my red tumbler. Everybody have a great day. I appreciate everybody. This is my first time going on somebody's live, and I'm actually a real person. I want to say that too. I don't do content and all that other kind of stuff. I don't have no pictures on my page. I am not a troll account, because I hear y'all calling people trolls all the time when they only got like 200 followers. Your girl got like 201, but she's a real person. But y'all have a good day. I'm gonna go back in the comments and thank you. Peace.
My thing is, we're not forcing anybody onto these labels. We're not saying you have to be with that person. We're not saying anything. I don't know where y'all keep getting this from. Y'all keep pulling it from your hairy asshole.
It's the labeling. You're saying you're not saying anything,
but my thing
you're
is
calling
label
people
everybody.
who love. You're calling people who love that community a homophobic.
Please let me finish. This whole time I was being silent. This whole time I was being high and silent. Okay, thank you. We label everybody every single day, whether we like it or not. I get labeled every day. You get labeled every day. But that's not for me, for you to be affected on, right? All I'm saying is that your reasoning behind your quote unquote preference could be behind homophobia. That's all I'm saying. You take it to heart because I said that word, right? We do it to racist people every day.
No, you can't gaslight and say it could be
the N-word, right?
Wait, hold on. You can't gaslight and say that you said it could be homophobia when there have been people on the panel that has called us outright as being a homophobic.
Do you really need to yap that much? I've been on silent this whole time.
Girl, I know you ain't talking.
Nerdy been talking.
Girl, you overtalk people all the time, Nerdy. Hey.
I've been on mute. You're allergic.
Hold
I'm
on.
trying to
Wait
speak, y'all.
Wait 1 second. Let me read these messages out. Hold on. Okay, so someone said, so gay lesbian people have a phobia of the opposite sex. Someone else said, so unless you're pansexual, you have a phobia. Laugh out loud. Someone else said, Instagram private message. Okay, I'll check it in a second. Oh, y'all. Thank you, Theory. Oh, y'all. Thank you, Theory. Theory, I'm trying to unbig my back. But she said, Theory sent me something. She said, for snacks for Valentino and his mom. Thank you, Theory. Y'all tap the screen. Y'all tap the screen. Share the live. Hold on, wait. I'm gonna let y'all get back into the topic. Let me just do this quick commercial real quick. A lot of you guys, well, I ain't gonna say a lot of y'all. A couple of y'all inboxed me about seeing y'all want to do something for me for the wish list. A lot of y'all didn't have the funds, but y'all. So I put some things on my wish list, y'all, that takes EBT. Yes. Okay. I am going to unbig my back soon after that. All right. Just want y'all know that about the Amazon wish list. You guys click the link tree in my bio. Don't laugh, y'all. Click the link tree in my bio, you guys, and it will take y'all to my Amazon wish list. They say don't say that in public. But yes, y'all. Again, no, it says it on the Amazon though. It says it on Amazon. So it says on Amazon, like some of y'all can pay with the so let's okay. Well, I was just making
Diamond can talk about EBT.
Well, she didn't know.
It was a skit. It was a skit. Now I'm back to the like.
She's not gonna get in trouble.
No, it's really on the wish list for real.
Right, but you're not gonna get in trouble for saying it.
There's also so it's a skit.
Oh,
y'all know
okay.
Y'all know what she's saying, but it's a skit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can I say this too? And before I drop, because I'm about to drop. I love everybody. I love everybody.
Hold on, wait a minute, y'all. They said, Diamond, you got a Tumblr, and the website says you're out of stock. That's not right. So y'all hear me out. I am still out of stock. However, this Tumblr it came back to me because of the person having a issue with the address. I refunded the money to that person. So Tumblr just came back to me yesterday, and I just decided to hold on to it and show you guys what some of the Tumblrs look like, being that I have one. Okay. All right, that's all. Don't crucify me. Okay. Go ahead.
All right. So yeah, I was just gonna say I love everybody. I mean, I have people in the LGBTQ community that I love dearly with all my heart, be willing to lay down my life for. So this is not about any hatred towards that community, but who I decide to date is who I decide to date. I'm a 100% heterosexual woman, and I choose to date 100% heterosexual men. That doesn't mean that I have any slight or any type of fear, anything towards the other community. It's just who I prefer to date. And I can do both. Two things can be true at the same time. I can love that community, which I do, and I can date who the hell I want to without it being for me being judged. You guys have dealt with this. The ones that are in this community, you guys have, even years back, you guys have been through a lot, and I understand that. But you're doing the same thing
to us.
You're doing the same thing to us that was done to you, and that shit is not fair. It's not fair.
Something. That's not your intersection. This is what we talked about yesterday, V-Ray. Saying that you understand something you never experienced is interesting. That's like a white person saying they understand what it was like during segregation. That's incorrect. You can try to.
Okay. Well, what I mean, let me rephrase that. I don't understand what they've been through, but I can
You can sympathize.
I can empathize, not sympathize, but I can empathize with them on that, right? So just don't negate and throw out the whole message for that oneness statement, okay? I'm a woman, and I will correct that. So I empathize because I can't understand because I've never lived that life.
Okay,
all right.
I live. Can I say something?
My point of the message is that you don't do the same thing that was done to you. Please don't. Respect each and everybody's decision to date and to be with who the hell they want to date and be with. Point blank, period. I'm out. Y'all have a good day.
I respect that. We keep on talking about labels.
I don't understand why. Can I please speak? I've been waiting. I haven't even been on the panel, but let me say something. Let me just end out my AirPods are dying. Jesus. This is what I wanted to say. Diamond, earlier I wasn't done and I couldn't respond to you. No, I don't think that people should try to dictate what people's beliefs are 24/7. And no, people should not say, well, you don't agree with me, so I'm going to just cast you away. No, nobody is saying that. I think the bigger issue that's happening is that a lot of people are asking for information on these topics, and instead of them listening to the people that have the knowledge on these topics, like yesterday, people are screaming at their mic saying, no, this is wrong. How do you know if you don't actually study up on these things, understand these things, talk to people in these communities? It's easy to say, well, I was taught this when I was 13 or 14 as a kid. A lot of people I'm not trying to be rude, and Boomer and Gen X, they're stuck in their ways because of what happened back in the 70s and the 60s. Does not mean it's a thing now. If we can change words from the hard ER to nigga to now calling people black, words evolve. So I don't understand when it comes to this community, the LGBTQIA community, why black people become so stagnant with education on that community. Nobody's forcing you to sleep with somebody you don't want to sleep with, but they are telling you this is what it can look like. These are what these words mean. And I don't understand why it's being met with all this arguing.
Okay, Alex, I understand what you're saying. I do. I love the LGBT community. I have, like I said, I got a lot of them in my family. I live in Baltimore City. So when they did the march in DC, I was right there with my cousins and them. I have no personal problem with them. I love them. But I feel like it's my choice to date who I want, and I shouldn't be labeled as homophobic. I just don't feel that way, and I don't think it's fair that people label you as homophobic because you want to date who you want to date. It's nothing that I was taught. It's just that's my preference. Nobody didn't sit me down one day and say, oh, you can't date a woman, or men dating men is wrong. That was my choice for my
That's another thing,
protection.
Adrian. Adrian, I think that's another problem. We being dishonest. A lot of people in our community, we got people that had made comedy shows about gay men. We didn't have men come up on the
Yeah,
panel
but
today.
that's not
had made
everybody. That's
Ri-
not
right,
everybody
but you
though,
said
Alex.
you're speaking right. But you spoke on your individual experience without realizing a lot of people in our community are taught that being gay is wrong. If it wasn't a thing, we would have more people feeling comfortable coming out and telling their people that they're gay. So I'm not gonna let us pretend that we just openly accept everybody. That's
I
not that's a
understand
lie.
that. I understand. I do understand that, because
Okay,
when my nephew
you do
came
that
out to
then.
me before he came out to the family, and he didn't know that it would be so accepted. Everybody accepted him. You know
Yeah,
what
you
I
gotta be
mean?
careful with saying the GAY word.
I didn't say
TikTok.
gay.
No,
Oh,
no, no, no.
I,
I was just
Can I say
comment
something
saying.
after y'all get done? Just real quick, after y'all get done.
yeah. Well, I was talking to Alex. I understand. I understand the hardships that y'all had to go through or whatever. I understand all of that. Like I said, I march with them in DC. I go to Pride and stuff with them. I love them. They are my family. But at the end of the day, I choose to marry a man.
And that's fine. Nobody's taking that away from
But
nobody is
but
going to
I'm
take that
considered
away
to
from
be
you.
homophobic though. That's my
Because
point.
of your ideologies, not because you want to be with a man. Nobody is taking away these
What,
misogynistic
what
men from
what's
y'all.
my
Y'all can have them.
ideology? What's my
Nobody's gonna
ideology?
nobody's gonna hold on. Nobody's your ideas, right? Nobody's gonna listen. There are so many straight men to go around for everybody. People speaking up for things that they've had to go through, being a part of the LGBTQ community that they've not been able to talk about for years, does not mean the world is ending and that straight people won't have other straight people to be with. This is why the man talked about the fear again. It is quite literally playing into what they talk about with phobia. Because the minute that queer people are talking about their rights and the way that they want people to show up for them and the way that the language that they want them to use, everybody's having a panic attack. They're trying to take over the world. Nobody's trying to take over anything. As homophobic as the world is, nobody's taking away anybody's partners. I promise you're safe. You can still date who you want to date. They're saying simply understand the language that you use can be deemed as homophobic. That's it. It's really this simple.
So okay, going a little bit deeper. So I don't know who's Christian and who's not, but going a little deeper. The Bible is homophobic because the Bible say it's abomination.
Nobody care about all that. Can I ask a question to Alex?
Sure.
Thank you. I've been up here all this time. I've been talking. Hey, Alex, respectfully, if a man is bisexual, right? I'm just trying to get educated because I don't know nothing about none of this. How can a woman please him if he been with multiple men for a long time?
That's an excellent question. And I'm going to first ask you this. Why do you think you're incapable as a woman of truly pleasing your man? Why do you minimize yourself as a woman by stating or even insinuating that a man can please him better? What does that say about you as a woman sexually?
No, I
Well, Diamond said the same thing.
And I'm going to ask Diamond the same question.
What was it?
So my question to you, when you asked me that question, I shouldn't, you know what? I'm gonna answer your question because I shouldn't have answered your question, asked your question with a question. I'm gonna say this. When that question is asked to me, my first thought isn't that a man cannot do me in bed because I'm secure in what I'm doing and I'm secure in when the man choosing me. When y'all make statements like a man outdoing somebody sexually, it implies that you're not good enough in bed and that a man is better. I'm standing 10 on my sexual ability, so I will never feel like a man can do better than me in bed. That's just me.
When men partake, don't they do certain things women can't do?
Are you incapable of some of those things?
Absolutely. I don't have a partner.
Like what? Like what?
But you can buy one. They come in all colors.
Oh.
So I'm
Y'all don't. Yeah. What she's saying is that she doesn't have the anatomy to fulfill some of the satisfactions that a bisexual man may want. And this is the assumption that we keep making. If a bisexual man is choosing to be with you, he already knows what parts you have. This is the part of the homophobia that people don't understand. You're thinking that at all times, because a man has been with the man, that is required that he is receiving on that end, and that is not the case. That is not the case at all. So we have to break down some of these thoughts and logics that we have in our head that we've created. If a bisexual man is choosing to be with a woman because he wants to be with a woman, he knows what she's given and he's choosing to be with her. And that's just that. Like this whole thing, like, oh, he's been with a man, so I know he's always going to want to be with a man. It's stuff y'all make up in y'all's head. That's not the case. That's not the case. There are women who've been with women and then choose to be with a man, and that, it's a difference. Hand to God, cross my heart, hope to die. It is it is a difference being with a man and a woman. I'm speaking as a pansexual woman. It is a difference. I am with a man, and never do I ever worry or care what it is to be with a woman, because I picked my husband. I picked my man. I know the anatomy he has and the abilities. That's who I'm with. Like, just because we like more than one thing or we prefer does not mean that we have to have all these things. You can be satisfied in so many ways by one person. Like, you have to realize that people are choosing to be with people. In that video, because I wasn't here for the video, but I'm pretty sure it's about the man who disclosed that he had been with men at right before the wedding, and the lady like went bonkers and didn't want to be with him. He was choosing her. He was choosing her. He knew what anatomy she had. Now, do I believe what he did was right? Absolutely not. I don't. I believe in being absolutely forthcoming about who you are. But that's me. That's a me. So I'm saying on me. At the end of the day, if a bisexual person chooses you, they choose you. That is not to assume that they're going to be unfaithful and not loyal to you. Like, that's wild. They chose you. So that whole wanting to be with a man or have you do things that men do, like, y'all should have a conversation with y'all like anyway at the beginning, because that should be a conversation. But like, he's choosing you.
I wanted to say real quick, it sounds like we're judging the person based off their sexuality and not their personality, right? Because it's always like, oh, if he's with this person, then he's gonna do this, right? Because you already assuming that based on their sexuality, they're always like this. They're like this anyways, right? So that's where my problem comes in. You're being wrong based on their sexuality.
And that's why I said it has something to do, Adrian, too. But it does, though, because I've slept with women in the past. If I get with a man now, that is rude to assume. Well, that, again, my opinion, that I'm just going to go out and start hunching and scissoring because I did it in the past. No. And sexuality is on a spectrum. If I'm not attracted to that anymore, why are you assuming that I'm just going to do that again? When that was what I was attracted to back then or at that time. And why are we implying that people have no self-control over their sexual organs? I'm just confused.
Well, let me just say something.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Alex and Nerdy.
Excuse me, miss.
Wait a minute. I would just give me a second. Just give me 1 second.
You don't know the rules.
You just came up here.
I don't care. I've been here for a long time. Don't even worry about when
I've been here long as
you would want me to go. I'm trying to be nice, Simon. Nerdy, y'all.
Look, just go ahead, do it. Do what you do. Do what you do, because you rude.
Baby, it will be, girl. Okay.
Do you? If you want to show your ignorance, do you? Do you?
You trust me? You want me to be out the box?
Come on out the box.
Do you? Talking? You the only one talking.
Because I was asking Alex and Nerdy a question, and you just came and cut me off. And I'm 49. I'm sure you older than me, so you should have some kind of self-control. Okay, well, have some self-control, goddamn it.
That's why you're going straight to hell anyway. So don't even worry.
You don't know nothing about me, baby.
You going straight to hell if you.
You don't know nothing. Girl, go ahead and talk.
Can y'all please tap the screen? Y'all know. Sorry, India. My grandson's school teacher down there. Girl. I'm trying to be nice. I'm gonna be nice.
You just want to argue.
Girl. You do not know me. Do you see everybody quiet?
Girl, I see you every day. Every day.
Follow suit. If you see me, you know me. Hold you for follow suit. Real.
I'm not a hoe.
Girl, you
and if I am, I'm a good one to my husband.
You lucky I'm trying to be good. You and your husband ain't no good. I don't.
I'm gonna laugh
Let
at
me
you.
say what I got to say now.
Go say what you gotta say. Go ahead.
Y'all tap the screen, please. You cannot come over here and sit and don't.
Ma'am, I've been over here for years. I just don't. I sit in the comments.
Where you been? Go back. If you've been here for years, go back to 2021 or 22.
This diamond platform, sweetheart, she will have to tell me that.
And she my twins, we twins. Everybody know we friends. So you can just stop that. Don't even bring Diamond in.
You TikTok friends. You're not friends. Y'all TikTok friends.
It don't matter. We TikTok friends.
Go talk shit.
We friends. Ho, we friends.
I'll be your hoe. I'm not gonna insult you, lady. I don't know you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that.
I asked you to be quiet and let me get from up here, but you just want to keep.
Well, do it.
But I'm on good time because you would have been
and I can be on demon time or good time.
Do it because you trust me. Trust me, you don't want none of this. You don't want none of this.
Look, lady, will you go ahead and talk? Diamond, tell her to talk, please, because I'm done.
She ain't gonna tell me nothing. Just shut the hell up. She'll tell you something before she tell me. But anyways,
that's the problem.
Okay, Diamond, listen. Y'all tap the screen, leave Diamond out of it because I don't never put Diamond in it. Can y'all please just tap the screen? That's all I came to say. Because all y'all, if you're not with a woman, if a man not with a woman not with a man, y'all all going to hell, and I don't care what y'all say. You're going to hell. God made Adam and Eve not dumb and dumber and stupid. Y'all some stupid mother freakers. Take me out of here, Diamond. Let me get down from here.
You going with me, so it's okay. Hold my hand.
I don't care. That's my opinion. I want to say it, and you can't change it. I said what I said, and that's
so that's why you thought I was.
Ada, let her finish what she can drop.
Still going to hell.
All right.
You're going to hell. Bye.
I'm a heterosexual lady.
Wait, Queen, though. Hold on, wait, Queen.
I gotta go. Cause y'all asked me.
Queen, wait, Queen. Hold on, wait.
My son got my grandson got a school.
Hold on, Queen, but wait, I gotta ask you a question.
Oh Lord. Don't ask me no Diamond. Don't say nothing to bring y'all.
Okay, so let me say this. I'm not asking you a question. Listen, I'm not asking you a question, but I'm gonna say this. How you gonna tell these folks that they all going to hell and not let them respond to you?
Thank you.
Now she got a first a one-way ticket as well. Like people who talk like that's why people say there's no hate, like there's no love like Christian hate because of people like that. You can't be an authority or a person who walks with Jesus and follows the words of Jesus and talks to people like that.
She's going right to the same hell that I'm going to with her.
It's crazy.
With her red Jezebel lipstick, she's going right to the same hell I'm going to. So I guess
she just rude anyway, so that's why.
Herself. See your own stuff.
She made me forget the question I had for Nerdy and Alex.
Or a hell or heaven to put anybody into. So to think so big of herself is beyond me. And this is why people have a huge issue with the religion. I am literally Christian myself. I am. But people like her turn people away from Jesus because of her hatred, not his, because of her hatred and the bigotry that is pressed upon in these churches. It's people like her that are the issue.
But you just think a person that come up and don't know nobody and calling them hoes and calling them out their name and all of that. I don't know why she thinks she's so exceptional to the rule anyway. She'll be in hell before they will.
The deep call is the deep. A lot of times we live on the surface. We got to go back. God made everybody. He made different nationality, different, just a spectrum of people. So we can go back to religion and say, the Bible says this, the Bible says that. Remember, the Bible been chopped up and manufactured the way that society wants it to look. We don't even know what the original Bible says because it's somewhere in somebody's safe and they holding it. So if we're saying that gay people are going to hell, then it's a lot of us going to hell too with gasoline draws, and we're gonna make it to hell before they do.
It's a lot of us going, it is a lot of us going. I just want to tell y'all that what's going to happen for me is I'm going to hold the door for y'all, and I'm coming in last.
You're so funny. Shut up.
I'm not going to hell. Jesus the homie. So.
Well, I'll talk to him when I get there. He said we're going to have a discussion.
I did want to say this, right? You had an issue with the word homophobic. And I say this a lot to racists. Give them enough rope, they'll show you who they are. Give people enough rope to show their homophobia, they're going to show you who they are. So if you were called homophobic, it's going to show. And homophobia and homophobic wasn't just a recent word that just came out of Gen Z.
It literally never, it's been here for years.
So if you were called it, you can't, it's crazy to me because you can't tell a racist person, a racist person can't dictate what they do to the Black community. What they do is racist. It is very racist. So why can't you have that same token for those in the LGBT community?
Okay, hoes, I'm back.
Well, a lot.
What the hell is up? I'm back. Wait a minute, passion, baby. Wait a minute, mama. My dealer. But wait a minute. I'm back now. What was that? What you want to say? Because I got 1,000 pages.
Cream, why they gotta be 304s? What they gotta be?
They gotta be anything I ask them because I've been on a good regimen. Y'all know I've been good. And I got 1 million backup pages. So I'm just gonna let you have it now. Who first? Let me close the door. Hold on, let me close the door. Because see, I was on some good stuff. Let me turn up the radio because I was on some good stuff with y'all. All I asked was y'all to tap the damn screen. And if the girl would have just let me tap the screen, we wouldn't even be having this discussion. So y'all better think, what's her name? Adrian? Y'all better thank that hoe because all I wanted to say was tap the screen and let me get up out of here.
I'm gonna laugh at you.
Y'all heard me say, just let me say what I gotta say so I can go.
I'm gonna laugh at you. I'm not gonna argue.
That's all I wanted to do was say what I wanted to say and just leave. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. That was so hard. And I ain't talking
you
to
come up here all the
time
time calling everybody hoes.
So this ain't got nothing to do with nobody.
Well, you ain't talking to me, talking about I'm going to hell because I'm in a community because I'm not. I got a husband, sweetheart.
Alexander.
No, I'm not. I got a husband, sweetheart. So you talking about everybody going to hell? You not Jesus? How you know?
I ain't gotta be Jesus, honey. I wanted the disciple to come and let you know where you going.
You better rebuke don't lie. Don't lie on Jesus. You was not rolling with the homie. Stop lying. Stop lying.
That is wrong though. Everybody know that is wrong. That's why he made man and woman. Y'all changed it. I ain't saying you specifically, but the people.
Wait.
He already destroyed the
whole
world.
dynamic.
You just speaking out the side of your head with
Adam and Eve.
nothing to add to the conversation.
He destroyed it. He did not want that. He said he did not want that.
In the go back to the Garden of Eden.
See, this how ignorant you are.
When
this wait a minute, let me tell her something. This how ignorant you are, because it didn't say nothing about no Adam and Steve. Actually, all it said was it's abomination. So don't lie on the Bible.
Are you gonna cherry pick every little?
All right, you can't change shit. You ain't God, girl.
Friends out there because the religious community out.
You sitting up quoting the Bible. That's
right.
You sitting up quoting something and don't even know what you quote.
Wait a minute. That's the thing. You think you know what the Bible is saying and not looking.
There you go. People use this. People use the Bible to their benefit.
All us here.
No, ain't no use it to my benefit. It's the truth and the truth.
You want to twist the Bible up to what you wanted to say. Girl, shut the hell up.
You do all that stuff you want to do. You nasty, and I don't care. This is my.
Girl, you don't know nothing about me.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Wow, what nasty that you hide it?
Go get
you. What nasty you been?
You have a nice day because I'm about to go because I don't care nothing about these nasty
How you gonna tell them folks?
That's for their pleasure. You gut busted and nasty. Y'all some nasty hoes. You tricked out hoes. Need to be on the corner. I got a corner for you to be on. Atlanta is big. Wherever you at is big. You're nasty. You nasty.
Hold on, wait.
I gotta go.
The Goliath treatment, because you foul.
I gotta go. I said enough because you know, Diamond, I'm supposed to be on good. That's why I ain't been in this box.
Hold on, Cream. Wait. Hold on, but wait, Cream, are you in Atlanta?
Hell no, I'm just stay all over. I don't know where these tricks from.
Oh, I forgot to say.
If I was in Atlanta, we would have been had a meet up because I would show them in real life. But I'm just saying this. I'm just saying how I feel I have a right. Whether you think it's right or wrong, that's your business. You all y'all up here saying what y'all want to say and voicing y'all opinions. That's y'all choice. I'm just doing mine. If you don't,
the reality is that God made everybody. Can we go back?